I'm actually going to start recording this. And even if we die a lot of times, I'll just nuke the original videos and upload the recording.
Good idea. That's a very good idea.
Well, because I don't have Phantasy Star Online on my computer anymore. I'm like, man, I like this game, but it's taking up too much space. I'll just have to reinstall it onto an external hard drive or something at some point. But, with that said, welcome to the Vomitorium. I am the Metal, your host as always, and joining me, after a decent leave of absence, is my co-host, Chris. How you doing?
Yeah. I am very sleepy. I would like to apologize to everyone who, missed me while I was gone. My sister and her boyfriend recently moved up here, so earlier than expected and with some difficulties along the way, so it kind of put me into like a rut of stress and depression, and I've also been spending time with family, so I just wasn't even online at all. I wasn't in Discord, I wasn't playing video games, nothing. Wasn't even on my computer whatsoever. I popped on last week for like a day, and then that's it. I ended up actually staying over my uncle's house for about 5 days straight.
Yeah.
So.
Because I know what led up to this was the whole hurricane.
But, I mean. What's up?
I said what led up to it was the hurricane, too.
Yes. Yeah, because, I forgot that the hurricane ended up knocking out power for a while, so. And then, because that's actually when they came here. They came here like 3 days before the hurricane. Or 2 days before the hurricane. So, yeah. But,
crazy stuff, man.
I'm back now. I've been streaming. And, I'm back here.
Corn dogging it as always.
Corn dogging it, you know it.
Yeah, so let's not harp too much on the past, because we're here now. Let's talk about the future, like some games that have been announced.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. Now, the one that I asked you to look into, which it turned out you'd already watched it, undoubtedly, because you usually watch trailers before I do anyway, was Black Myth Wukong, which seems like a really, I want to say fun game. Interesting is probably more correct, because some of it seems kind of generic, but a lot of the game, it's exciting. I think exciting is actually the best word to use. It seems like a very exciting game.
Yeah, it definitely does. It has like aspects of like hack and slash games and like Souls type games to an extent, there's like the dodging and shit.
Yeah.
But what really, see, I don't know like much. I never read about Sun Wukong, so I don't really know the story beforehand.
I really like Journey to the West.
So I don't really know anything about it, prior.
Yeah.
But what I really liked in the trailer is it showed him fighting the wolf guy with the flame glaive thing.
Oh, the dude that he killed earlier.
Huh?
The same. He fought the wolf dude with the same dude that he had killed earlier.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about the dude that he killed with the flame thing, and that he like absorbed his soul and was able to turn. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Because when I was like, oh, that's when he first fought the other guy with the flame weapon. I was like, oh, that weapon looks sick. I was like, I want to use that. And then.
And you see him pick up the glaive.
He just kind of like. Yeah, and I was like, oh, so can you use it now? And then when he turned into him, I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and normally,
dope.
Because the way it looked initially until I was paying closer attention, it seemed kind of lame. Because it seemed like one of those things where during the transformation, you're just like completely intangible, and that stuff is lame to me in games. But I looked at it and I was paying attention. Mm-hmm. When he did manage to take damage, the ticks shortened the time he was in the transformation state. So that made it go from lame to cool to me. Because it still makes you actually have to think about what you're doing, so you don't waste your transformation.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just fucking do it whenever.
Yeah. But I think I should set up the game before we go into it more. Black Myth, Sun Wukong, it seems to be open world-ish, at least, but story-driven, but it's an action-adventure game where you play as Sun Wukong, who is not actually the hero of Journey to the West, but he is one of the most important characters. In fact, much of the early book follows his trials and tribulations before you get to the actual main character of the story. And he is the monkey of myths, also sometimes known as the Monkey King. And this game takes place after the Journey to the West, after he is ascended to becoming a Buddha. And even the dude talking at the beginning of the trailer talks about whether, trying to hint maybe the story didn't happen, maybe it didn't happen the way that you know it happened, or so on and so forth. But this is where we are now. And judging from some of the stuff I saw in the trailer, it looks like it will reveal what the actual events of the Journey to the West were, but it's respecting the source material, right? Yeah, as Buck says, Sun Wukong was also, and Journey to the West in general, was the inspiration for Dragon Ball. Among many, many, many other things, it's the most popular story to ever come out of China.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an action-adventure game where you play as Sun Wukong after that story. And that's where we start out. And, so the reason I want to set it up is because I was saying the general combat seems really generic. Not too much of a criticism, because him flipping around and stuff the way he does, at least his animations, the moves he's using, it feels very monkey to me. Like very Wukong.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's not a direct criticism, it's just when you have generic combat, and even the transformation thing, it's not anything new. I've seen other games do stuff like that before. It's got to have a strong enough story to carry it, and it looks like the story's really strong.
Exactly.
From what we're looking at.
Yeah, it does.
And as I was talking to Buck last night, the boss fights alone looks like they make up for just the general fleet work combat, like all the henchmen type things. Because that boss fight with the big wolf thing looked fun as fuck, and it looked punishing. Like,
yes,
if you
it did.
Didn't do the right thing, you could.
It did. He got hit like once and was almost dead.
Yeah. And that stuff excites me. I like bosses that punish you. But, like, you know, they have patterns and stuff, you can learn it. But, you know, I don't want things to be easy. You want a decent, proper challenge when you go into a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks really neat. Probably something I'll follow. I really like the whole, like, Asian mythology type games. There was a lot on, like, or there, I don't know about a lot, but there was a few on original Xbox, and I really like those games.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, I haven't seen any since, until like Neo and Sekiro and shit.
Yeah, and with China specifically, a lot of times they'll wrap the myths into the games instead of making games about the myths and stuff. And technically, Journey to the West isn't a myth, right? It's got mythical stuff in it, but it's way too new to be a myth in the classical sense. But that also depends on how you define myth, right? Because you could argue that, like, comic books are modern myths.
Yeah. But
the only two stories that you ever get to play out of China are either Journey to the West or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is like all the Dynasty Warrior games are the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen those both stories done to death, but the problem is at least Romance of the Three Kingdoms has been done justice. Like, when people tell that story, there's a lot of them that tell it with respect to the story about this actual historical event that happened, but in the romanticized version. I've yet to see, at least in game format, there's been a few animations and there's been a few live action shows and stuff that have done it good, but I've yet to see a game that does justice to Journey to the West. And I think one of the ways that this will end up doing it the most justice is because it's not trying to actually be Journey to the West. It's using Journey to the West as the backboard. Like, we're assuming you basically know the story going into this game. This is where we're starting off from.
Oh yeah, I mean, it definitely brought like intrigue with me. Like, I'm most likely gonna read it either after this podcast or I don't know, just whenever I have free time, because it definitely intrigued me and I want to know.
Yeah, there's some really good translated versions that actually capture the spirit of it without ruining it. Because you know, one of the problems with a lot of translations is people try to colloquialize things.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the most translated things from Chinese culture. You shouldn't have any problem finding a good translation.
Yeah, I really enjoy like mythology from anywhere, really.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. You know, that being said, I'm not really like religious or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm not like an atheist. Like
it's kind of sad that
I just don't.
This day, you kind of have to say that.
Well, because the thing is, I'm not, because people, you know, atheists are probably like, oh, I'm an God's not real. But like I just, what I always tell people is I don't follow any written religion, because it's all written by man. It's all bullshit in my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't trust man to fucking write the truth about shit like that if it was, you know, real.
But it's kind of funny how like quickly things shifted within the last couple decades. Because there was a point in time, and it was only even maybe a couple decades ago, where it was kind of a stigma to even say you were an atheist, right?
Oh, and it was probably like 8 decades ago.
Yeah, but then for like maybe a 10 to 15 year span with slight overlap with that period, it was either cool or acceptable to say you were an atheist or anything else. And then now it's gotten to the point, especially because like a lot of atheists have become such big pricks about it, that people are like, I don't want to, you know, even if you were that, which you're not, but it's like people are like, I don't want people to associate me with those other people.
I fucked up and unplugged my headset. God damn it!
Oh, that's why I heard myself.
You heard yourself? That's weird.
Yeah, just for like a slight second. Well, I mean, I also always hear myself because of the way my mic works. I get the sound in my head. But I heard myself on a slight delay for a second.
Weird.
Welcome to Technical Difficulties, the podcast.
It's because I was grabbing a bottle of water and I went too far. But I wanted to keep listening. Fucking...
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, the game looks sick. Did they give a release date on it?
Oh, I don't know, because what they were showing was a pre-alpha build of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how far it is. Let's see if I can find one, or at least a general range. Because sometimes they'll give you like the month or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like the season. Be like fall 2023.
Yeah. August 20th, 2020. So apparently it's coming out soon. I think wait.
August 20th,
sorry.
2020.
I put release date. It gave me the spotlight date. That was a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
Like there can't no way. That'll run the 22nd. It's probably because there is no release date, so they just gave me the spotlight date.
Probably.
Yeah, okay. 2 days ago. There is no release date yet. I'd expect so. They showed a pre-alpha
Okay.
build, and some of the stuff from the late game looks so unpolished that it's like, this game has to be in early development. So it's something to look forward to.
Speaking of unpolished, people are
run over to the bathroom and polish the pewter real quick.
no. Halo Infinite got delayed.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I would expect it to have been.
I think we even brought that up a
because
couple times ago. We didn't talk about it
like
a lot.
Well, I think we talked about like people being angry about it.
Yeah.
But
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still recording, so if you're listening to this in post, you can still hear me until we reconnect. But, yeah, Halo Infinite has been delayed, as we know. And I suspect people
welcome back.
Oh, hey, there you are. I was just filling in time until we reconnected. Yeah, but I suspect people to be angry, because people are irrational.
Yeah, I mean, people are always angry. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, they said it was like an alpha build and all that, but now they're delaying until, like, 2021 at least. Because it was supposed to come out, winter.
Yeah.
This year. Late this year. And, it's not now. Because... Well, apparently, according to some people, it's not because of people complaining, but I don't know, man. It's all fucking convoluted.
Well, I don't think
it was that bad.
No. But most people are just bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to believe. So...
I am hoping that the multiplayer is going to be free.
They said it was going to be.
Yeah, but I don't trust Microsoft until it's able to be downloaded and I see that it's free.
True. I mean, I'm still probably going to get the game because open world Halo looks fun, but...
I actually had brought up an article on it for Wednesday if we were going to go live, but I wasn't able to get anybody on. And I read some of the reasons that people were speculating or that they had heard from, but again, there was no direct thing from 343, so we don't know. But one of the speculations was that the production of the show was interfering with it, since 343 had to be directly involved with that.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, because there's that
Forgot
live-action
about that.
HBO show.
That I hope is really good. I really hope that's good. I mean,
and the other one was the fact that the engine for this game is brand new. That was made just for this game.
Yeah, so it would make sense that everything's like fucky, I guess.
Yeah, they have to do a lot of troubleshooting. And personally, I don't care if things get delayed. Mm-hmm. As long as they're good. I would rather a game take longer and be good than be rushed out.
Exactly.
I know it hurts the devs.
That's what I've been saying about... That's what I've been saying about Metroid Prime 4, because, of course, my friends are like, it got delayed again, haha. How do you feel? I'm like, well,
I hope
at
it's
least
good.
I know it'll be better.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm hoping it's good. If
it's replayable, good.
Yeah. And I don't even care, because I understand that cost goes into this stuff. Because here's the thing with Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Because we use this example. It's one of the most delayed games. And it would be less of a problem if it wasn't for the fact that the other game that caused it to be delayed more wasn't just as delayed. But we'll still use it as an example of one of the reasons Kingdom Hearts 3 got so delayed is because the devs kept getting taken off of it to be put onto other projects, right? As long as that's managed well, I don't care if a game is even delayed by a year, because I understand as a studio you still need to be making money to work on that other game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people get really irrational about that, because it's like, well, the other game could be easier to produce. They could be running into less problems. It could just be a better money maker overall. It's kind of like why Game Freak doesn't put out so many games in general, even though they're trying to change that now because they're moving Pokemon to their B team. But it's like, Pokemon is such a big money maker that you kind of have to prioritize that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is with Blizzard too.
Yeah.
Like, the last thing I heard about anything with StarCraft being made was that they moved everyone from the StarCraft team to, what was it? It was either Diablo or Warcraft. I don't remember. I think it was Diablo. Which, I was like, okay, well then, we'll get Diablo 4 and hopefully it's good. But, or it was like Overwatch 2. I don't know. I just remember them saying that they just completely like took off the StarCraft team, like first new shit.
Yeah.
And that the only things they're doing now is like updating StarCraft 2. And that sucks. That feels bad. I mean, even if it wasn't a game, like, they could have made, like, a fucking show or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think StarCraft would make a good show or movie.
I think it would make a better show than movie. Just because there's too many moving pieces in StarCraft to really do well in a movie. That was my problem with the Warcraft movie, Diablo
there's too much to put in, like, a 2-hour movie.
Because Diablo, even though there's more than one character, Diablo is a bit straightforward than Warcraft or StarCraft is. You could do a movie with that. But these other ones are just so intertwined with so many moving parts that you really need to focus on them like an episodic basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be so sick.
Yeah, it would.
But we're never gonna get it.
No,
that's not true. We might get it.
No,
but
no, we're not.
At this point in time. Listen, man, I like to have a little hope, alright?
Just a smidge.
Yeah, just a smidge. Just a little gnat flying on a wall.
Yeah.
Squished. Just a smidge.
There is a bad side to delays, though. Like, because a game could eventually become like Kingdom Hearts or Half-Life 3. Which, that's actually more of a joke. There was never any proof that Half-Life 3 was ever in development.
Yeah.
That people just kept saying, it's like, we need Half-Life 3. It's why? You were never promised a Half-Life 3. Duke Nukem Forever is another one. What's that? The Last Guardian, I think was the name of it, was another one that was like in production hell forever. And when it came out, it was buggy as all hell, and it looked like it should have been on a generation ago.
Cube World.
Cube World.
Oh, Cube World. Sorry. I got so upset I yawned. Cube World, man. That game had so much fucking potential.
Yeah. And sometimes you box yourself into a corner with franchises in a way that you can't just like kill it off and make something new in its place.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I think Mario, because people don't understand how many games have ended up in like production hell for Mario. But then what they'll do is, because Mario doesn't have like this fixed numbering system of how its franchise works, they'll just destroy the game, take assets they like from it, and just make a brand new game out of it.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it like that.
Yeah.
Man. Now that reminded me of StarCraft Ghosts. Have you heard of StarCraft Ghosts? What it was?
Vaguely. I don't know too much about it.
StarCraft Ghosts was a game that was being worked on for PS2 and Xbox. And it's supposed to be like a third-person shooter. And you were supposed to be playing as Nova, the ghost.
Yeah.
but it was supposed to be a third-person shooter, so you're supposed to be like on the ground, like with playing like, and everything you would see in StarCraft universe would be there, huge, and they made a trailer for it and everything, and still on YouTube you could find it, like a cinematic trailer, and never came out. Never came out. They moved it over to like, they moved that team to like Diablo 3 or some shit.
Yeah.
No. It had to have been like, WoW. Yeah. It was definitely WoW.
That would actually make a lot more sense too. Because WoW, for a time with Blizzard, had basically just become the all-encompassing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, WoW makes us the most money, but because it's an MMO, and the way MMOs work are they are constantly diminishing returns unless you keep putting more and more into it. To keep making the money they were, they had to keep like just shoving more developers into WoW. MMOs are a horrible long-term business model.
I remember seeing like gameplay. I don't think it was live gameplay, but it was like pictures.
Yeah.
And I was so hyped for that game back in the day. This was way back in the day, and because I had already been spending time on the internet at this time. I was on fucking Funny Junk and Newgrounds and shit back then, way back, E-Bombs World.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I remember seeing that it got shut down on like Yahoo News or some bullshit, and I was so upset. Man. But that's not going to happen with Halo Infinite, because they already fucking have...
Oh, no. Halo Infinite is coming out. For sure. Like, there's no question on that. It's just about, like, when within a reasonable time frame.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was, like, next year, at the end of next year, as long as it's good, or even, like, more.
Yeah.
Like, we already said, if it's good, it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
But not too long.
I mean, most of my favorite
like 10
Nintendo
fucking
games,
years.
like, almost all of my favorite Nintendo games have been pushed back at least a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every Animal Crossing, except for, like, the most recent one, which they could afford to put out when they were, because it's incrementally being updated. All the previous ones have basically been pushed back by 3 or 4 months before release. Good games are always worth the wait.
Exactly. Like, man.
But you have to make sure
to
encourage that practice, though, of delaying things to make them better by actually going out and buying them. That's why, like, I
True.
am not so interested in the story for Infinite, but if it's delayed and it's good, then I will have to, like, on morals, buy the whole thing, even though I only care about the multiplayer. Because I want to encourage people doing that, and it is a loss of money, so they need to make it back.
Yeah. It just costs them more money to delay it, so...
Yeah.
That's another thing people have to understand. It's like, it's not like they're delaying it for money, because they're losing
money by not putting it out.
It's a gamble.
Yeah,
it's either they scrap it or they delay it.
They're thinking, if it's bad and we put it out, we might make the money back, but we might not get as many people because people will hear it's bad. So we might make more money, or at least recover more money, if we wait. But yeah, it's a big gamble. Because every day
I think
you're
it'll
just
be
losing
fine
more
now.
money. It's Halo,
I think it'll be fine.
Like, of all properties to take the gamble with, it's Halo.
Exactly. It's not really much of a gamble at that point.
It'd be like if GTA were to postpone itself by a year. I mean, there's people who buy consoles just to play GTA. They don't even play anything else.
True.
And that's how popular that series is.
Speaking of GTA, when is the next one coming?
I don't know. I've heard that they were talking about it. It's in development. But then, like, I keep hearing that they might just be porting 5 to the next system before 6 comes out. And if you port something to the next system, you know that just means it's going to be even longer until we finish the next iteration.
GTA 5 and Skyrim are on the same fucking level, but no one talks about GTA 5 like that.
Yeah. Because, like,
it's literally the same shit. It has nothing new has been released, and it's just been being ported to new things. Like, I swear to God, if GTA 5 ends up on Switch, I don't even know. That.
Oh yeah, man. That would be wild.
Well, like, what? How? Of all fucking systems for GTA to be on, the Switch.
GTA 5 on the Intellivision.
The fucking.
The Amico.
Apple flavor. The apple flavor.
Oh man.
Remember those in the schools?
Yeah, I remember those. No, you just worse.
I didn't even know like the difference between PC and Mac back then.
Speaking of Amico, have you seen the trailer for Earthworm Jim?
No.
Yeah. So there was some early stuff for Earthworm Jim 4 that was put up. I don't think it was a full trailer. I think it was screenshots. It's been a while since I looked at it. All I remember is that it was ugly as fuck. It didn't look like Earthworm Jim.
Oh boy, let's see.
Yeah, it looked like a Flash game.
It's first look.
But not in a good way. And I think Doug TenNapel is working on it from the art direction, so that might be why things look the way they do now. Because that guy's always changing things. But this is supposed to be like the big seller for the Amico, since it's going to be an Amico exclusive. And if you want to get the Amico, you need, Earthworm Jim to sell it to everybody. And I'll be honest, it's not appealing to me. And I really like Earthworm Jim.
I didn't even know this system was coming out. This doesn't even look like a fucking... It looks like a 90s system.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this looks like a fucking... Like a Dreamcast.
Yeah. Well, you know who the guy who owns Intellivision is? Is Tommy Tallarico.
No. Cool.
Tommy Tallarico. Video Games Live. He was also on, what was it? Electric Playground and Judgment Day with Victor Lucas back in the day.
This guy owns
Intellivision. Yeah. So he's the one that's, paying for this product to come out, or his company is. He's the one directing it. He's the one that's been talking to the team working on Earthworm Jim. And apparently this flies.
What the fuck?
But you know what? As much as I can say about it, it's not as bad looking as the new Battletoads. To rip back over at Microsoft. The new Battletoads looks like absolute hot garbage.
New Battletoads. I haven't seen anything. You know, it's sweet. I don't know if it was my dreams or something, but I swear to God, I saw a bunch of like Battletoads shit. But
when?
I don't know if it was like, huh?
Like when? How long ago were you thinking you were seeing this?
I don't know, dude. That's why I don't know. Like, I think it might have been in my dream. It might have been a dream where I just seen like Battletoads on like signs and shit, like on like a fucking restaurant sign. I don't know, dude.
Well, you probably didn't see these Battletoads because they look ugly. It doesn't even... People were trying to say Battletoads looks like a Flash game. I don't even think it looks like a Flash game. It looks like a shitty Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon show now.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, they didn't even show off too much of the gameplay. They showed a little bit of the side-scrolling, a little bit of, like, the The rat race is back, you know, with the hovercrafts and stuff. But most of the whole trailer was like watching an animated show. They were showing like clips from cutscenes and stuff. It's like, I don't give a shit about that in the game. I want my Battletoads, you know?
Yeah, what is this, a cartoon?
Yeah. And that lady is supposed to be the Dark Queen. Even though she looks nothing like the Dark Queen.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I lost all interest in Battletoads after I saw that. It's like, nope, I'll just stick with my classic game.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. We started off this podcast on such a good note. And then we have to bring it here. Probably because I didn't get to properly rip about these a couple times ago when Pitaya and Duggernaut were on, when you weren't. We slightly talked about it, but we didn't even talk about Earthworm Jim. We were just talking about Battletoads, and I think immediately somebody shut down the idea of ranting. It's like, I really wanted to rant at how horrendous this game looks. Right? Because it doesn't look anything like Battletoads, right? Other than, like, maybe a vague similarity with the way the side-scrolling beat-em-up works.
Looks like a Battletoads ripoff.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a fan game. But not a very good one.
Yeah. No, yeah, like a bad fan.
Speaking of fan games. Segue. One of the other things I want to talk about today was Scott Cawthon. You know Scott Cawthon, creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Yeah. Isn't he a Mormon?
Is he? I actually don't know if he's a Mormon.
I don't know. I don't know if he's Mormon. I might have just made that up, but I think he's religious.
If he is, it's like, kind of cool
religious.
though, because like honestly, almost every Mormon I've ever met is a pretty cool guy. I don't think I've ever met like an asshole Mormon.
Oh yeah, no, Mormons are really nice.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about their
City
faith, but whatever they're doing, just keep at it. I'm not going to criticize you because you're cool people.
I mean, I'll criticize them.
Well, I'm going to make fun of how
they're really nice
because their religion is pretty funny even compared to other religions. Like just the
yeah, for sure. Their religion is like a
steps
like a
of mental
comedy.
gymnastics you have to do. And that's why I like the Book of Mormon. It's such a good play. That and it makes fun of every religion
I still want to see his live.
Too. Good luck. That thing's gonna be sold out forever.
I know.
You get your tickets like months in advance. Before
I probably would if I had the chance.
Yeah. Oh man, we should do
You'll
that.
see it on Broadway.
We should just schedule this months in advance. Because Matt's been looking for a reason to road trip up there. That would be a perfect reason to
go to Broadway.
Yeah. You're not too far away. We could just swing around, pick you up, and then go into the city. It'd be like
we could probably
we'd be
meet
spending
there.
an extra
If we were going to see
3 hours.
Book of Mormon, my uncle would probably go.
Yeah.
I'm only like 40-something miles away from the city.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying if we went,
it's not that far.
If we just circled around though, I would maybe add an extra hour and a half, 2 hours to our drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Scott did something really fucking cool that I think more developers should do. Actually, I kind of have a policy for this, at least for my comics on my site. But he's going a step and beyond. And he started this thing called the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. Where at start, I think he picked like 6 games that he really likes. And he is personally pushing them with his own means to get onto consoles. And they're all like fan games based off his stuff. Whether it's like the characters or the mechanics or whatever. Ones that he's played he thought were cool and that more people should appreciate. And he's trying to get them, especially like on the Switch, because how easy it is to get indie stuff on the Switch. It'll be even easier because he can just put it under his umbrella. And I think that's cool as fuck. I don't even like the games.
It's great. Imagine Nintendo did some shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird things with Nintendo and their properties. I kind of get it to a degree, because international copyright law is a bitch. But, like, there are so many ways around allowing your properties to be made into fan stuff without losing your copyright or trademark enforcement. In fact, Sega, basically, they did the C&D, but instead of getting rid of the project, their way was just paying the guy to make something for them. Or Capcom is even better. I think it was called Capcom Unity, I think was the name of the project. And pretty much they just had a section on their site where they officially hosted fan games for free. You could just download them so that they didn't violate their trademark. Like, there was one you could get for a while, which was Mega Man Cross Street Fighter, and all the robot bosses were just Street Fighter characters with their own levels and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So there's definitely ways around it. Nintendo doesn't have to be as much of a dick about it as they are. But to be charitable, you do sort of have to enforce your trademarks and copyrights. There's just better ways to do it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's just better ways to do it, exactly. Like, man, what was I watching? I was watching, actually, on Netflix, there's this video game documentary type thing that just got put on there recently called High Score. And, I don't remember who it was. Oh, that's right. They were talking about Universal Studios or something like that trying to sue Nintendo.
Yeah.
For Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
It's like, starting off like that, you'd think they would be a bit different, but I don't know.
Yeah, you would think. The problem is, Nintendo isn't just a single person running it, right? There's like...
Man.
Oh, we get disconnected again. For the audience, I'll keep talking though. There's a board of directors, there's a whole bunch of stuff I have to repeat myself. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, like, Nintendo's not a single person. They're not even just a small company. They've got corporate things they have to rely on. There's a board of directors and stuff. And there is one really chill guy on the board of directors, and that's Miyamoto. But that's like 1 out of 12 people, and a lot of them are all investment dudes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so you have to convince these investment dudes, who a lot of them haven't been with the company long term. Like, Miyamoto's been around longer than most of the other people on the board, and he's only, I think, within the last decade or so been on the board. So it's like, you're trying to convince these other stiffs. They're all just salarymen who all come from different investment stuff, who are partners of Nintendo, and that, hey, this would be a cool thing to do. I don't know, man. It doesn't sound like a cool thing to do.
Yeah, these money men are always... The thing is, like, they do their job correctly, which is to make the company more money. But they do it in a way sometimes that's, like, fucking slimy or...
Yeah.
Just, like, microtransactions in video games. Like, they could straight up fucking kill a game.
Well, yeah, like, here's a good example.
Or
this is
a
one
company.
Because Nintendo's probably my favorite video game company, by far. But, I'm no fanboy. I'll criticize them when they deserve it. Like right here with the copyright stuff. And also, Mario Kart Tour. The shitty-ass phone game.
Yeah.
Where, to guarantee that you get a new character, you basically have to pay the amount of money you would for a full video game. because it's $40 to get a new character in that game. Now you can randomly pull them, and when you put it, they do give you $40 worth of like the in-game currency that you use for the pulls as well. So you're probably going to get more than just that character off of it. But the principle is, this is the only way to guarantee that you get this character, and they know that. And the RNG is so abysmal in that game that they also know this is what a lot of people are going to do to guarantee they get the character they want.
See, that's fucking stupid. I hate it.
It is. It's sick, honestly.
I don't like that. Like,
and I have
there's
no
always a
problem with
positive and
games,
negative.
letting you spend money for the in-game currency that you use for the gacha directly. Because these games have to make money somehow, right? It's when you do these manipulative shit like that.
I think if spending money on a game can put you ahead of other players, I don't think it's fucking right.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, that's the worst part about that.
I don't
game
like
too,
pay to win bullshit.
Because it's a inherently competitive game. It's Mario Kart, and the racers all have like stats to them in a way of like certain racers are special, so they're going to do better than non-special racers. Just like any gacha game works with their special characters. And also, different racers do better at different tracks. So you kind of want to have a pretty good spread to make sure that you're not just in a deficit at the start of any random race, right? That's how they get you. It's not like one of the counterbalance to this, a game I really like by Nintendo for their phone. And Nintendo said they're really not going to make any more phone games. Probably because of the backlash on a lot of stuff, and also it's not making them as much money as they thought it would. But Dragalia Lost, I think, is a really good game. I think the RNG is actually extremely good compared to most gacha games in general, and that's not even just considering the fact that I have good luck with those type of games. Because I can even compare it to their other game, Fire Emblem Heroes, which has abysmal gacha rates. The RNG is good. You basically, I haven't spent any money on Dragalia Lost since I started playing. And I have basically everything I've ever wanted from that game. You know, I haven't felt the need to spend money. But a lot of people do, and that's good because that game needs to make money somehow. But there's nothing inherently competitive about the game. At most, your interaction with other players are cooperative. So there's nothing that can really get you ahead of anybody else by spending money. It's just kind of like, if you really want this thing, you can up your odds of getting it. That's it.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Anything that's pay to win is just like, it really bothers me.
Yeah.
It's kind of the reason I've... Even in RuneScape, or old school RuneScape, because in RuneScape 3 you can straight up buy a fucking... If you spent like $15,000, you could straight up max an account. But you still can, and that's the problem. But even in old school, where you can't do that, you can still spend money and buy gold or buy items. While, you know, it's illegal, you can still do it.
Yeah. And
that's why I've completely switched to playing as Iron Man, because there is no pay to win aspect, and everything's earned on your own, and that's what I like. I like playing game. You know, if I don't like. I play games to get out of the real world. So why would I spend my real money to be better? I don't know. It's pointless to me.
Yeah, well, because when it comes to microtransactions, right? Because I have defended that there is a time and place where microtransactions aren't bad, and to me, it's in non-competitive games where you can exchange time for money, right? Because people have busy lives.
Yeah.
And the more money you make, it's probably because you're working more, which means you have less time to spend playing the game. So you want to be able to utilize the amount of time that you're spending on the game as best as possible. So it's like Dead Space 3 with the crafting system that they had in it, right? And there's microtransactions where you can buy the material that you needed to mine to use for the crafting. That I thought was a good version of microtransactions because a lot of adults don't have the time to go and get all that material. If you do stuff like that, I have no problem with it. But when it becomes competitive, then I start to have a problem with things.
Yeah, I'm fine with microtransactions as long as it's like for like cosmetic purposes.
Cosmetics are fine too.
Guess.
Yeah.
Like that, I have no problem with. Like, if you want to spend money on cosmetics, go for it. If it doesn't affect your gameplay, to a degree, whatever.
I do have a problem with some systems on how they choose to do it, and the problem becomes when the cosmetic system becomes entirely gacha, and they start doing
yeah.
About it, right? Like Overwatch is not the worst, but it's still
I was gonna say Overwatch.
Yeah. I liked League because for the longest time it's you put money in your account, you buy the skin. Now they do have their crafting system now, but it's just a cool supplementary way to reward people who play a lot of shit. You can still do it the old way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Overwatch, I don't like that you can spend $50 and still not get what you want. Yeah.
Well, like League of Legends, I spend $10, I get the skin that costs $10.
Exactly. But I mean, I don't play Overwatch anymore, so. but yeah, I mean, it's a fucking bullshit way.
A really bad way to do things. Yeah.
Like, I still think it's like your own choice, you know.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's a shitty way to do it, but it's still like your choice. Like, it's not forcing you.
Okay, so I don't want to outlaw anybody's ability to make games these ways. I want to shame them, though.
Yeah. Of course.
Or maybe not even shame them. I want to convince people to not play games that reward this stuff, because then it'll stop future games from having this stuff, because people will only do things that make them money. Because they do manipulative shit. And we know from the existence of casinos in Vegas that gambling is a real problem for a lot of people in general. It's fun, but man, manipulative gambling practices really fuck up the world.
Back?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. What I was saying is, like, gambling can be fun, but manipulative gambling practices really, kind of fuck over society, because there's way too many people that are susceptible to that. And, like, I don't want to outlaw gambling. I just want to encourage people to spend their time on things that are better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's a culture thing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, too, when they try to put rules and regulations down on a lot of things. It's overall, sometimes rules and regulations are necessary, but you'll do a better job by addressing the cultural problem than you will just, like, slapping a Band-Aid on something.
Yeah.
And there's currently a few cultural problems in gaming. Manipulative practices, what people let slide in their games.
Usually it's things that people let... Well, what do you mean, like, for that and not for example?
More so because I don't care about the art of a game. People can put whatever the hell they want in as long as the game is fun. What I mean is, like, they're letting things that barely are games be sold as games.
Okay, yeah.
Like, walking simulators that really don't have anything interesting or special about them, or AAA action games that are effectively just walking simulators because they're movies that play themselves. You know, it's like these things are barely games.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't care about the content.
That's my whole argument with those cinematic games.
Yeah.
Did we F again?
Probably.
Did you F again?
I think we F'd again. I'm constantly getting red and yellow lights. Oh my god, what is up with today?
Oh, wait. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with today. I really don't. I was getting random ping spikes playing League earlier, you know? Maybe they're fucking around doing work on the internet. Like they did that one time that we kept disconnecting all the time. I fucking hate it. Why do they have to do this on the day that we decide to cast?
Did I come back?
I hear
I'm
you.
alive again. What I was saying before you DC'd was, see, that's my problem with those like cinematic games. Don't want to name any names, but people love them so much, and they're like, it's like a movie. It's like, yeah, but I want to play a video game. Like,
yeah.
If I wanted to watch a movie, I'd watch a movie.
The game you're thinking of...
Like, why didn't they just make a movie then?
The name kind of sounds similar to the former company Toys R Us.
Yeah. And, like, I have friends that, like, fucking praise it. Like, one friend's like, oh, it's my favorite game.
Yeah.
And they want me to play it so bad, but, like, honestly, I have zero interest in playing it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. Like, I just don't, like, I just don't care.
Yeah. I think what ruined any chance for games like that for me was playing Final Fantasy 13. Who actually did not have the world's most boring story, but it wasn't the world's most interesting story either. And the game basically played itself, and I'm just sitting here basically walking from cutscene to cutscene, right? That's effectively what I'm doing. It's like, man, I would really like to play a game.
Yeah, like, cutscenes are good and important. Don't get me wrong. I love cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like,
cinematics are great.
I was talking about Blizzard games. Blizzard has some of the best fucking cinematics, if not the best cinematics in the industry. Like, they're really fucking good. But I don't want that to be the entire game. I don't want that to be the gameplay.
Yeah.
I want to play the game. Like, Blizzard does it good. They do it well. They you know, it's rare. Like, they have, like, usually, like, opening cinematics.
Yeah.
And then maybe cinematic every couple of missions. Usually it's, like, quick talking. That's it. In between missions or during missions. That's it. That's not... You still have to play the fucking games. Or, like, it's... You know, in WoW, like... You have to complete, like, a whole fucking segment of quests to get a cutscene. If you get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they do it really well. But all these other games, the whole thing is... You can just... If you're playing with a controller, you can literally just put it down. And just sit there.
Well, you get the worst part, like, is, too. When you get, like,
dinner.
This really long-ass cinematic. It's not even a cutscene, because you can't cut it, right? This really long-ass cinematic before a boss fight. And then you die in the boss fight.
Oh,
and it starts you back before the fucking 20-minute long cinematic, and then you can't skip it and just have to watch it several times and you keep fucking losing. And then you're like, I don't want to play this game anymore, fuck it.
I can't think of one that had a super long cinematic, but the monologues. There's always, like, it's like, blah. It's like, yeah, I know. It's the 5th fucking time.
That's why, like, I think... I don't think
Undertale did well. Undertale did well with that.
But Undertale was made with
Sans.
like a way where it had progressive learning to a sense, where like there is if this then that to make sure it wasn't the same every single time.
Yeah.
But what is it? Square has done a good job since I want to say Final Fantasy 12, maybe, because I don't think you could in 10 skip things. But from like 12 and on, all the Kingdom Hearts games and stuff, you could just skip a scene at any time, even if you hadn't watched it before.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you kind of want to watch it the first time. It's just there because the game can't tell very well if you've already watched it, since it just does a hard reset to the last save state. And they're like, whatever. You definitely don't want to watch this 100 times. You're probably going to lose against this boss quite a bit. That's the way to do it. Just let me skip these fucking scenes, man.
Yeah, games should definitely do that. Especially if they know it's going to be hard.
Yeah, and RPGs
Shit,
used to
Dark
be the
Souls,
worst.
there's never fucking cutscenes before.
Yeah. But like old school RPGs used to be the worst because there's no cinematics. It was all just like in-engine text scrolling as your characters moved across the screen as they would normally. So like if you lost, you'd have to go through and you'd have to hit A, going through just like logs and logs of text just to get to the map. Like I can't hit this any faster than I'm doing it.
God.
Yeah. Games have
I can't
progressed a
remember the
lot.
last time I played a game that was like that though.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, it came out, and at least to my knowledge, came out of nowhere. Was Rogue Legacy 2?
Oh yeah. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't hear about it until I saw that Vine Sauce was playing it. I was like, "What?" I was like, "This game came out?" And I grabbed it and I was playing. It's right now. It's in pre-release, so it's not completely done.
Oh, okay.
Which
That's
I
probably
didn't
why
even
there hasn't been a
know.
lot of buzz about it.
Yeah. I didn't even know until I played it, and then I got to a part, and it was like, "Yeah, this isn't out yet." And I was like, "Oh shit!" But
I didn't
yeah,
even
it's
hear
out,
about the first
and
one until like months after its release.
True. But you know, it being a sequel.
Yeah, you'd expect to hear a bit more about it.
No, also on the same day, I saw a tweet from a streamer I watched asking them to give him the key. Because I think at that time it wasn't completely out yet. It was like still, or it wasn't out for purchase yet. It was only for like early access. But I actually streamed it yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Or 2 days ago. I don't remember. I was streaming some of it, and I think it was 2 days ago. And it's pretty fun. They added a new class. They added a ranger.
Yeah. I really
And
like the
it's pretty
concept
neat.
of that game.
Huh?
I said I really like the concept of that game, of the Rogue Legacy, where you're kind of like actually following the legacy from like parent to child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really cool. It's fucking hard, but
Yeah. It's kind of like
it's really cool.
playing all the Castlevanias at once.
Yeah, kinda.
It's like, here's the Belmont family. Oh no, they just keep failing in rapid succession, so let's move to the next generation.
This one was a pacifist, so he couldn't fight at all. Good luck. They have that, but now they have it where if they're like a pacifist, you get like 100% extra gold.
Oh.
So it's like pretty good, but you know, you can't kill anything, so. Yeah, they had some new mechanics with it, and it's a lot. It looks less like a Flash game, and it has really nice, like it has really good art and shit.
That's good.
I like the backgrounds a lot. I think they're like hand drawn at backgrounds and stuff, so it's really nice. But yeah, game came out of fucking nowhere, and I was like, wow. I think we were talking about Rogue Legacy not that long ago too.
Yeah, we were.
So I was like, "Oh, huh, weird," because I haven't played the game like the first one in like a few years, and then the second one just, boom.
Yeah, because I think we're talking about like the things about roguelikes that we actually liked, and I know Rogue Legacy as a game probably has the most positives in one game that roguelikes would have.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of roguelikes, actually also right now on the Epic Store, you can get Enter the Gungeon for free. And I always wanted to try the game out, but I never wanted to pay for it. So, perfect opportunity.
I try games out without paying for them all the time.
Yeah, but I've gotten lazy. Oh, the last time I played Rogue Legacy was in 2016. So there you go. 4 years ago.
Man, 26. Were you still down here back then?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I've only been here since October, so...
Yeah.
I think, actually, that was when... Yeah, wasn't that when we were still doing the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, we were podcasting in 2016. It has been updated to allow you to pet the dog.
Good.
Yeah. Was it one of those games where, like, there's that account on Twitter, can you pet the dog? And they're like, in Rogue Legacy, you can't pet the dog. And then the dev is like, don't worry, fixing that.
Fixing that. Comes out with a whole new game. Yeah, so we couldn't implement pet the dog.
Yeah.
So we just kind of made a whole new game so you could now pet the dog. That's the only difference. It's the same game, but in the second one you can pet the dog.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
The dev actually responded.
All of those type of Twitter profiles and stuff. Like, those are the best. Those are the only things that actually make Twitter still worth going on.
Yeah, because Twitter is as fucking cesspool. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
The amount of people trying to cancel each other on Twitter is fucking... Ugh.
Yeah.
The fucking Zoomers always coming out with, like, a screenshot of someone saying the N-word with a soft A, like, 10 years ago. Like, is this you? I was like, yes, I said the N-word. That was a joke. In a quote. 10 years ago.
I would just respond like, yeah, what of it? With, like, a picture of me flipping them off.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. Good thing I deleted all my Twitter posts. It's because I deleted all my Twitter posts because,
I leave everything.
I deleted all my Twitter posts because every time I posted on Facebook, it would like share a link to Twitter.
Yeah, mine would do that too.
That's not what I thought it was gonna do. I thought it was gonna like actually post the post, not fucking share a link to Facebook.
Well, so I had mine set up back when this service still operated, if this then that, right? And what it would do is if the post fit perfectly within the old limit, I think it was like, 140, right? Mm-hmm. Then it would post it in full. Exactly. But if it went over that, it would stop it with enough room to put like a link, a shortened link to the post. So I have a lot of posts that are just that in the past. So kind of same, almost. I think I was just using a better system.
Maybe. I was like, there was too much. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want this to be on my... It sucked because I lost some like good posts and shit, but I was like, whatever. I'll delete them all. And so I did.
Chad's just here in the chat going elbow cough.
Yeah, he's dabbing on people.
If anybody ever comes into our chat, they just need to elbow cough right away so we know you're cool.
True.
That's like the what's it? You know, the He-Man Woman Haters Club and stuff like that, or the Loyal Order, the Water Buffaloes, all these men's clubs, and they have like their secret handshake and stuff. That's how we know you're cool. Is you just elbow cough right away.
Elbow cough. Man. I've been out of it.
Yeah.
For the past 2 weeks, man. 3 weeks. However long it's fucking been. Even like now I'm back. I'm not back like mentally.
Oh, some of us were pretty sure you were dead.
Yeah, I kind of felt dead. Like I kind of felt like I was just like drifting, and not like initial D drifting.
I'm surprised Evan's not in the chat. He's really been missing you.
I know, been telling me, but it was like I was also watching one of the VODs from this. I was just skipping through it.
Yeah.
And he was, you know,
like, where's Billy?
Yeah, where's Billy? Where's Mr. Baldwin? But even now, I'm just fucking. I don't know what's going on, man.
Wait, Hot Dad has a song on dabbing? I haven't heard that one. I love Hot Dad songs.
I love Hot Dad.
I'm gonna say thank you, Eric, from Internet Comment Etiquette, for turning me on to Hot Dad.
Yeah, I actually didn't know about him before that, but I was really happy to see them together. I was reading Chad's message. Happy birthday, Chad.
Yes, Merry Life Ceremony.
I'm turning 14 next month.
Oh!
So, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool age.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Hot Topic and get a cool one of those wristbands.
Oh yeah.
That like have those studs on them. Yeah.
Yeah. You get the studded wristband.
Cool. The black and white
like
ones.
One of those rubber ones that say Green Day on it, and then your Nightmare Before Christmas shirt.
Yeah. And my those big pants with all the chains on them.
Yeah, and a beanie that already has the hole worn into it for you.
Beanie? No, the beanie is gonna have Gur on it from Invader Zim.
Oh, that works too, yeah. You know what's sad is, like, I genuinely like some of this stuff, but, like, Hot Topic and the general Hot Topic consumers kind of, like, ruined it for me.
No, same. I love Invader Zim.
I love Invader Zim.
Well, I can't say I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but
it used to be one of my favorite movies, but then, like, it just got so much that I stopped watching it for years.
Yeah. Well, my nails are already painted black, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Green Day was cool.
I still hang out with people like that,
but then I kind of stopped.
I was never really a big fan of Green Day. There's a few songs I enjoy, but most of the time I'm just like, I don't know.
The other
hype all around
Hot Topic band that I never liked, but a lot of people do, and I don't know if you like some of it, was Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, of course. That was a bit earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Day was around before Linkin Park, but
the phases.
I'm thinking like American Idiot.
Yeah.
And
but like Linkin Park's one of those bands that's just like associated with the Hot Topic consumer.
Yeah. It's not really like Linkin Park stuff. It's more like they just listen to it.
Dude, I'm not a fan of Fall Out Boy either, Chad. Never
I like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
I like some of their stuff, but I
like
Blink-182.
I was going for a walk, right? And I don't even remember it being in my library, but apparently it is. And I have my songs on shuffle straight from my Google Play. And all of a sudden, I just hear frickin' bum 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 ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum. And I'm like, what the fuck is In the End even on my phone? It's like I haven't listened to Linkin Park in half a decade. I just let it. It's like, maybe I like this more now. No, I still think it's shit.
Yeah, I liked it when I was in like 3rd grade. It was pretty cool.
He blames Joey. Does Joey even like Linkin Park? I don't know. Maybe? I know he used to listen to it because his friend Patrick liked it, but I think the only person who ended up like really liking that type of music in general was Matt. Because Matt likes all like the punk stuff. And I like some punk, but I'm like really picky about my punk.
I don't like post-hardcore, which I know Matt likes.
Yeah, I don't like
I hate that shit.
Occasionally,
I don't understand the appeal whatsoever.
I'll hear like a good song on it, but the good song will be like the one song on the album that you wouldn't define as post-hardcore.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like them actually singing.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you. I don't like post-hardcore or any of that shit. The only reason I even know that it's called that is, before I would have just called it fucking Screamo. The only reason I know it's called that is because of your brother.
Yeah.
But,
hardcore!
Yeah, because you always listen to, like, A Day to Remember and all those other fucking...
Yeah.
People that... I was gonna use a word, but I don't want to use that word. It's wrong. Twitch.
Does it start with an F?
Uh-huh!
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The same word I would use.
Yeah, exactly. So, Friends. One sec, though. I have to pee really bad. I will be back.
But yeah, I never, ever, ever cared for that kind of music. But freaking Matt, man, he's been, he's technically a co-host. He just never comes on. My brother, and he just like freaking listens to a Day to Remember, Falling in Reverse, and all that stuff all the time. And I'm just like, how the hell do you listen to this shit? It was weird. Is speaking of Falling in Reverse, my cousin married one of the former band members, the bassist. God, what's his name? It's Ronnie Figaro. So actually, we went to a couple of those concerts for free because we're related to somebody in the band technically, and it's just like, ugh. I'm enjoying the show, but not the music, if that makes sense. He's a cool guy, though. Like, most of the musicians in these bands are cool people. There's not a lot of pricks in them, but it's just like, I don't care for your music at all, dude. Sorry.
I'm back. Wait, what happened? What were we talking about?
Oh, I was just going on about how, like, I just don't care for these bands, like, at all.
Oh, yeah, I can't stand it.
Yeah. And I was even saying, I've been to a couple free concerts for Falling in Reverse because my cousin Haley married the former bassist Ronnie Figaro. So while they were still dating and stuff, before they moved out to LA permanently, she would just, like, get us hooked up with, like, VIP passes and shit, and we would just watch at the House of Blues. And it's like, I'm enjoying the show, but I'm not enjoying the music, if that makes sense.
No, it's... I feel you there.
Yeah, like, they're cool people.
I've been to, like...
They've got good showmanship. I'm just...
Like, I went to a baseball game, and I don't like baseball, but I enjoyed going to a baseball game. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool experience.
Exactly. Like, I've never even been to a concert. At any concert. I wanted to go to a Billy Joel concert in Dallas before I left last year.
Ooh, that sounds really
but
good.
I didn't because the first person I was supposed to go with is a fucking let-me-downer. It's not your brother, by the way.
I was about to say, but, is it the same person?
It's not your brother.
Because he's kind of a let-me-downer.
But he's definitely in the same group as your brother.
Oh, okay.
And like not group. Like it's not David either, but in my head, I like separate people
into categories of whether they are or aren't let-me-downers.
Yeah, pretty much, and he's like right there with him. Not to mention they're like the exact same height.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian got it. That's Kratos, by the way.
Oh yeah, I figured that's who it was.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go, and I kept telling him, I was like, "Yo, are we gonna do it or not? Are we gonna go?" He was like, "Yeah." And then the last few months came, I was like, "Bro, we gotta get the tickets before they sell out." And yeah, it just never happened, and I was really upset because that's what I wanted to do. It was like
would have been the first
September.
Concert you ever went to.
Huh?
And that would have been the first concert you ever went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have been happy with it being my last, because I think it was like supposed to be like his last like tour too.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, he's still going to be playing like up here, so if I wanted to.
Well, if you want to go over, I know it's in New Jersey of all places, but if you want to ever meet the guy, you could go shop for a motorcycle in his bike shop.
He has a house. He has a couple houses not that far from me.
Oh yeah, he owns property over there too.
Yeah, he's from Long Island.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird to show up to somebody's house. It's not so much weird to show up to their place of business.
Yeah, of course. Oh, my cat just fell. Sorry. Nah.
Yeah.
I know where he lives.
I'm just gonna hang out in his backyard till he gets home, hanging out on his hammock, just swinging.
Hey man, missed your concert last year, but I'm here for you now. Here you go. Here's $37. That's all I have.
It's like fine. He pulls out his no. He actually probably has a piano in his backyard, like on his deck. He just starts playing.
Come on. He's just like, hold on, let me open up the side gate for you.
Yeah. Nice. Sing us a song, the piano man.
No, I already heard that one. I want to listen to Vienna. But, no, I mean, yeah, I can still see him at, like, Madison Square Garden if I wanted to.
He's just not going to be too.
It might be harder.
Oh, yeah, those are going to sell out even faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty upset that I didn't get to go. That's the second time I've missed a concert because my friends were let me downers. The first time was worse though. The first time I got let me down was my friend literally.
It's like, look, you're trespassing. I'll play what the fuck I want.
Not trespassing. I live here too. But yeah, the first time I missed a concert, it was an Anamanaguchi concert.
Ooh, I love Anamanaguchi.
Mm-hmm. And they had this poster. I'm gonna see if I can get the post. Like,
yeah, I was actually listening to one of their songs earlier. I was listening to "My Skateboard Will Go On."
Poster. They had this sick fucking poster for sale, and here I'm gonna
Discord.
Where's the full one? Yeah. I'm gonna post in Discord. I'm trying to find the full one. Here it is. And they all. Why is this a picture for ants?
Ants, you say?
Oh no! What have I done?
I would like to welcome you guys to Antcast, where we give you 112 unique facts about facts about ants every single episode.
Yeah, this poster's sick. You can even look. You can see the date and like everything on it. Like it says Club Dada, Dallas, Texas, everything. It was only sold there. And I didn't get I paid for the tickets and everything. My friend, who I will gladly name because he's lost his fucking mind. I've talked about him before.
Yeah, Sebi.
Sebi,
Yeah.
was supposed to pick me up after work, and we were gonna go. I requested to work early in the morning that day at Firehouse Subs so I could go. And I fucking call him, and he's like, "Oh no, there's a girl I'm going with, so I can't pick you up." This motherfucker ditched me for a girl he literally just met, and then never talked to again after that day.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go to the concert, couldn't buy the dope ass fucking poster.
Oh, excuse me.
And like I said, I had already paid for the concert ticket. Like I had it. In fact, I could probably find it in my emails if I look. But yeah, I'm just like destined to not go to a concert, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Oh man, that's sad. Cause like I'm not super huge into concert music. Like I really like studio music when it's done well. I think it's better than live. But there's that experience of being at a concert, and even if you only ever go to one, it's like something you should do.
Mm-hmm. Like, I still want to like print out this poster, like get it made into a fucking poster.
I went to go put the Discord link in the chat, so Chad could get it, and it decided that it went through to everything except for YouTube. Restream bot, you were such a let me downer.
Should name Restream bot, Matt.
Yeah, and just rename it Let Me Downer, just directly.
I want to see something, actually.
I have to go actually put it into the actual chat. It should be in the description, but, you know, we've been disconnecting so many times, and it just starts up a new event on YouTube. It's not like on Twitch and D-Live, where it just picks up exactly where it was before. Which, oh man, it actually showing the other thing that I had up ready, which we will get to this if you're seeing that on screen. We will get to that before the show.
Oh
ends.
Boy, what is that?
Oh, it has to do with the other game that I said we were going to talk about for the reasons I want to talk about it. Yeah. Free Bible concert music don't count. So what I was going to get at is concert, right? My favorite one that I've been to is probably the Bo and Jim Bash 5. Which, you know, you've lived in the area for a long time. You know who Bo and Jim are.
Yeah.
Anybody familiar with the Dallas area knows Bo and Jim. I think they even got, like, Citizen of the Year several times. Just because everybody loves Bo and Jim. And they're these old guys that run a radio station. They're great personalities. And they play music themselves in a band. They're not the best. They're kind of like the Blues Brothers in quality, right? But they put on a really good show despite not being the best. And it was fun. And they open up because it's their band, and then everybody else plays afterwards. I think Rick Derringer was there. Pat, I can't remember his last name, but formerly of the Eagles was there. He sang my favorite Eagles song, which is actually more of just his song, Seven Bridge Row, live with a company. So it was actually a really good show overall. And the thing that I liked most about it, because I could say that when I went to go see Duran Gray, which is this really popular Japanese band that most Americans don't know about, but they like filled out the Budokan in Japan several times, and they've had multiple day concerts. They're really popular in Japan, just not so much here. That was cool when I went to see them, but it was standing room only at the Trees in Dallas, and I hate standing room only. It kind of like ruins my experience at a concert. While Bo and Jim Bash was at the Verizon Theater, which has stadium seating, and I got to sit down the entire time and actually enjoy the frickin' concert.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about standing up for a concert the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know. I've been to clubs. Like,
Wait,
I can't say I've never been to a concert.
Yeah.
Because I went to, like, this big fucking EDM thing in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a concert, but I don't know. I mean, like, with a band, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like...
You're looking at live performance.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want...
The Dirt Grey one wasn't too bad for standing room only because it was just them and their opening act. Oh, I think they're a Canadian band called My Birthday Massacre. There were a lot of people who showed up just for that band. They didn't even know who the hell Dirt Grey was. So there was like less people in the room after the opening act left because they had only showed up for that. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of bad. You should have just stuck around and learned a new band, you know? But it wasn't like half the people left. I think it was only like a quarter of them. Anyway, they had like a 15 to 20 minute set because they're the opening band. And then there was like a half-hour set plus an encore afterwards. So we were probably there for only an hour, and it's not too bad standing for an hour. If Bo and Jim Bash was standing room only, I would have left really, really early because there was like 4 or 5 different performances, you know, and they each got no less than a 20-minute set. And it's like, whew.
Yeah, fuck that. I like being able to sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind like outdoor concerts. You could get like a picnic blanket or whatever, or like a comforter, pillows, sprawl out, have your little setup. Everybody gets it. Outdoor concerts are fine.
Yeah. Oh, I posted the screenshot. I didn't realize how cheap it was, but it's not. It wasn't the price. It was the principle.
Yeah. Here, I'll man, it keeps opening in the wrong one.
The fact that I bought it. Like I had all intention of going. It was cheap.
Show our viewers, and then we can talk about it. Says your order's confirmed. Have a great time, and the price was. Oh yeah, that actually is really cheap. It's $10 plus tax for general admission.
As you see, my name's right there.
Yep.
Like.
Yes, it is. Then you blooped out all the sensitive stuff.
Yep.
Party pooper.
So man, I can't be sharing everything. But yeah, like I fucking missed it, dude. Could have got this cool poster. Oh.
Yeah, I actually got when I went to go see Dirt Grey, I got an album or like a CD with it. It was their most recent one. It was Dum Spiro, which is something like like to the dead calling or something like that. I forget exactly what it means. It's Latin, but it's arranged in a weird way. So the thing with the way it shouldn't actually be called Latin. It should be called Romani. But with the way Romani works, depending on the order that you put words in, it can actually change the meaning. Mm. It was good. I actually still listen to it. The other day, I was people give me funny looks when it comes on, because there's this one song that I like from them called "Blossoming Beelzebub," which you can already just from the name tell that it's probably a pretty odd song. And Dirt Grey is an experimental band that ranges into like types of metal and stuff like that. It's like Japanese experimental death metal.
Oh.
Yeah. And he does like operatic singing and stuff, Kyo, the lead singer. So you just hear like this like really heavy toned music with like his really high pitched like peaks and stuff like that. And people are like, I'm walking down the road and I don't give a shit about other people. I just have like my music blasting out of my pocket because my phone gets pretty fucking loud. And people give me like the funniest fucking looks, like, what the hell is up with this guy? But what gets even funnier, right, it wasn't just the looks that I got for having Blossoming Beelzebub paid. Like, 2 weeks ago, immediately afterwards, and there were people around me when the songs transitioned, it shuffled to Caramel Dancing. And these couldn't be, like, the furthest diametrically opposed songs that could play one after each other. And I could not tell what was funnier, the looks I was getting for listening to Duran Gray, or the looks I was getting for Caramel Dancing coming on immediately afterwards.
Caramel Dancing's great.
It is. I don't get people who hate on it. I hate it on the craze.
I don't know anyone who does hate on it, but...
I always like the song. I did hate on like how everybody was just like ripping off and doing their little flash animations of whatever characters they like.
Yeah.
That was annoying as fuck.
Yeah, it's just cringy. Always has been.
And always will be.
Exactly.
They even got Sona doing it. Actually, I kind of laughed when DJ Sona got that for her dance. It made sense.
Doesn't the I think the Pandaren have it in WoW.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I'm surprised.
That's fine.
Because I think we were talking about this before, how there's so many people I know who have never even heard of that song before. And I'm just like, how were you alive from 2002 to 2008 and never heard that song?
They're just normies, like, they just never were on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh.
But that was such like a pop sensation that it was everywhere. Like, do you know how many languages they redubbed their song into? There's like Caramel Dancing in every language.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. People just weren't on the internet, just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
It's like the same people who haven't seen like you know, the Numa Numa guy or any of that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, everyone, like, you think everyone's seen it, but...
Well, I mean, at least most people... I know a lot of people who haven't seen the guy, but most people know the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I get a lot of people who don't know, like, the dance and everything. But, dude, I swear, even at certain points in time, I actually heard Caramel Dance in the English version on the radio once.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. That's...
And I'm just
See, the thing is, when it was really popular, I was on the internet a lot. I fucking was watching YouTube poops and shit, so...
Well, I used to listen to Jack FM a lot, and Jack FM does requests.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Come on, bud. Sorry, trying not to run my cat over.
Well, I know I'm waiting. I'm waiting to pounce until they completely forget the fact that I brought this up. But I know people who have never been rickrolled. They didn't even know what a rickroll is, and like, oh.
Well,
You've been warned.
You've seen. I'm sure you've seen the whole stick bug thing lately, right?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of like kids doing it, but someone made it where it was like you thought you got stick bug, and then it turned into a rickroll.
Yeah. Or I saw one as it was the stick bug, and then like its body came apart and became the THX, and it went into the THX opening. That was pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah, those ones are pretty good. I like those. Man, I want to do more of like the the thing I did before, the meme review thing.
You need to. Whenever you feel up to it and have time, you need to.
Yeah, because I enjoy shitting on new memes and shit,
but if you do it, you should make it anywhere between a half hour to an hour block. Just like prepare quite a few. Maybe once a week, once every other week, and then just do it live for people to interact as you're doing it. And then I'll cut it out and just put it onto the section as a different show in the podcast. I think that would be the best way to do it. Well, because you could even do like one meme a week, but you could pick up like 20 examples of the meme and tear it apart.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, fuck, man. I'm sorry.
The Vomitorium, brought to you by sleep. Make sure you get enough.
What's so dumb is that I'm gonna stay up till like fucking 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
So like,
I am too.
Like, there's no reason I should even be tired, because I know after this I'm not going to sleep. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, even if I tried, it wouldn't happen. I would lay down for like an hour, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Just tossing and turning, and I'd be like, okay, I need to get up or something.
Well, it's like usually 4 or 5. That's about the limit to where like I want to go to sleep now. Like my body's actually ready to go to sleep. But lately I've stayed up till like 8 or 9 because I'm really pushing towards the end of the limit of the deadline when I get to have this manga done. And luckily, I have, depending on how well I compress the end of this, only 3 to 5 pages left.
Oh.
So I could be done really soon. Because the last couple pages I had finished a 1 day apiece. Like I completely did a whole page yesterday before I went to sleep. I need to get it soon. It's already the 22nd and I have to have that in before the 1st.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Down close.
Well, I originally was going to have to make it longer. If people didn't bother me and there wasn't interruptions, I easily could have done the whole 55 pages. But then I realized, as I'm sitting here, I don't need to make it 55 pages. I was given incorrect information at first when I wrote my script. And I ended up fluffing out some areas that could have been more condensed. Like, that's not how thick these areas were supposed to be. And like, oh, I could totally save myself some time and aggravation by recompressing this. So now it's going to be like 40-something.
Do. Sorry. You brought it up. Now it's there.
That's going to be stuck in your head all day.
Well, I'll probably just listen to it. I might even just listen to it while I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring something up that's completely unrelated, but it had to do with music, and I even talked about it earlier today, but...
Oh, Buck's really trying to get you with the ants.
God damn it. Fucking... So, let me just get to it. XQC's outro for his stream, I had that idea since fucking high school to make that as an outro, and it wasn't for streaming because streaming wasn't really a thing in high school.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what the outro is.
it's Exitlude by The Killers.
Okay.
It's such a good fucking outro song. And I can't use it because he uses it, and he gets, I think he's live right.
Just like,
he has 55,000 viewers right now.
Like you're cramping on his style.
Huh?
You'll just come off as if you're like cramping on his style.
Yeah, people are like, oh, you're copying XQC. Not to mention that I slam my desk, which he slams his desk, and he's like known for it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people slam their desk, but it's just like another example. I freak out when I stutter, and people just like, "Oh, this guy's an SQC copycat, weird champ, wow," and it sucks because it's such a good outro.
Yeah.
Like, well, my original plan with the
like,
song.
Hey, you want to get naked and wrestle?
Want to get naked? No.
No, it shuts them up.
I'll say other shit, some other weird shit. Bro, I'll suck your dick, but like, then they'll just spam gotcha hyper. But my idea in high school was before I left to go to college, I was gonna get pictures and shit and videos of me with my friends, and then I was gonna like make a little like little what would you call it? I don't want to say montage. I guess that's what it would. I was just gonna put the pictures and shit over the song because it's it's like a kind of like a sad like song. And have you heard it?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't hear it in my head.
I mean, it's like literally for the end of the album.
Yeah.
But it's just like it says like sorry, I'm like retarded right now.
Yeah. Like I guarantee you I've heard the song. It's just not really a band I listen to a lot.
Yeah. It says like, I hope you enjoyed your stay. Yeah. It was good to have you with us, even if it was just for the day. And it's like it's so fitting for like a stream outro, and I can't use it because one of the biggest streamers fucking uses it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. Like I was really like surprised when I found out.
Like a great.
I was like, no fucking way.
Moment.
Huh?
Like a great minds think alike moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like upsetting because that was my idea.
Well, if Matt wasn't such a let-me-downer, you could just record your own song for your outro.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
We were supposed to be writing a song, but who knows what happened to that. I did send him a video yesterday. And he responded.
Oh, lucky.
That's it.
I send him shit all the time.
Well, it was this video that I'm about to post. In fact, I'm just going to post it in restream.
I mean, yeah, this is true. I could just walk right down the street and kidnap my brother. Assuming he's home.
True. So anyone that likes Rocket League, actually, it doesn't even matter if you like Rocket League. Just watch
okay, good, because I kind of hate Rocket League.
You don't have to like Rocket League. Just watch it at the timestamp, and you'll see why I sent it to him. That should have popped up, right? Yeah. It's pretty good.
Why was that randomly clipped in there? I didn't even show it on the screen. I don't plan to. But why was that randomly clipped in there?
I don't know. It's fucking hilarious.
It's just like showing a montage from Rocket League, and just like clipped in between the highlights of the goals are just like these two guys like voraciously making out with each other for like a second and a half at most.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. Oh, it's so good because it's the titles. Cool practice edit from old clips. Thoughts? ? Sorry for quality, but what does it say? But still cool. And it's like the whole thing is just like a minute of fucking like Rocket League montage, and then just in the middle is that, and that's it. It's just it's so good. I don't know. Oh. I don't know if I've been around the internet for too long, and that's like what comedy is to me now, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I did not expect that. No one expects it. Oh.
I don't know,
So
I do
good.
like shit like that. Like, it usually does crack me up. But I'm also I mean, you know the community I come from. With the Screw Attack community, the G1s, we had a thing at SGC every year called YouTube Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like, what, 3 hours long? Like, about as long as our podcast. And it's just video after video after video after video of user-submitted stuff, all arranged in like a musical composition. And you're just sitting there for the whole 3 hours with a theater basically full of people, a panel room, and watching the most random and retarded shit. And it's great. I mean, that's how I discovered Filthy Frank. I didn't know about him prior to the first YouTube Hell I went to.
Oh.
And that's also how I found out about Skateboard Cop, was at YouTube Hell. And you know how much I love Skateboard Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, shit like that gets me. I remember there was this one point, it was a year that you were at SGC, I just don't know if you were around. Like, I think you and Sebi walked into YouTube Hell for like a minute or two and then walked out, right? It might have been right before, like, the same time you guys were going to the party in the room, right?
It might have been.
And there was just a point where everybody was watching this video of a slinky on a trampoline. On a treadmill. A slinky on a treadmill just constantly going and going and going. And for some reason, somebody started the chant, because this is just the group of people that were in. Yeah, actually, Buck just mentioned in the chat, too, where everybody's going like, USA! USA! And even the people who aren't from the USA, because we got international friends that were in town for this whole event, were chanting along with us, and for the whole duration of like the rest of the video, people were chanting USA to this slinky on a treadmill.
I feel like I was there. I feel like Sebi's the one who started it.
I don't know if he was, but everybody came in, because that's the type of crowd that was there, that if you were to start something like that, everybody picks up on it.
Because me and him have started USA chants at quite a few events.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. We've done it at the club. We've done it at Acon multiple times.
Yeah.
We just
I'm gonna have to
we did it at
to, return a favor.
Huh?
I'm gonna need you to hold the fort, because now it's my turn to urinate.
Got you.
Entertain the people.
Have fun. Have you guys heard of Raid Shadow Legends? You can play for free now. Just kidding. Now that the girls are gone. Oh my god, what? Hold on. Oh, sorry. What a bad timing. Food was delivered, so, but, and it happened to be a girl, so everything I just said was, wrong. But, how you guys doing? You having fun? I'm tired. I'm just trying to not die. Let's see what kind of food I got. I got pizza. Can't open it, it's sealed, so never mind. Guess I can't check. It's Pizza Hut, though. I don't know if you guys like Pizza Hut. It's kind of okay, but... So, kind of memes are around these days. I don't know. Well, it's a lot of, like, quarantine memes, which I think are really fucking stupid. I don't enjoy them at all. They're, like, super normie. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh, man.
Oh, no. My headphones
Oh,
came
that's
out.
gross.
Holy fucking shit. I feel like I just relieved literally this entire bottle's amount of liquid from my body.
I fucking, right after you left, my sister came here to give me some food that she ordered, I guess.
Oh, okay, so we just had dead air?
Only for a little bit. And then I started talking about random shit, and I was talking about how memes, like I was like saying how quarantine memes are popular, but they're really fucking normie.
Oh, they're not even just normie. They're like extra cringe compared to like normie stuff.
What are you talking about? I never said anything about Raid Shadow Legends. You're lying. Oh
wait, well, I mean, hey, at least let's get some money for it, though. You think I want to put sponsors on the Vomitorium? You get that attitude out of here.
I threw up in my mouth, like, right as you came back. I was like, what the fuck? Why? So now I'm sipping on some Pepsi. But,
oh, man, I wish I had some Pepsi.
You got brisk.
Not anymore. Look at this. It's empty.
Rip. Sweet tea. Man. Yeah, I did. Right after you got up, I was saying, have you guys heard of Raid Shadow Legends? But then I was like, alright, now that the girls are gone. And then that's when knock.
Man, I would totally take money from them, though. Not gonna
lie.
I
would too.
And I would totally wink share it with you.
Thanks. Evan was saying something yesterday about he was like, you should ask for more pay. I was like, I don't get paid.
I think we should both ask for more pay.
Yeah, I agree. We both need more pay.
Yeah, we should find out wherever the money's supposed to be coming from here and get some money from it.
Yeah. Like our, the Patreon.
Yeah, well, okay, so I got, Travis gave me, like, the change and stuff I needed to get my brisk because I was a bit short. And then he's like, here, have an extra $1. And I told him I don't remember exactly how much it was. And it did come to an even 150, so I had enough to get to. I probably should have. But after I made the transaction, I don't know, I don't like dealing with the clerk anymore. And he's a cool guy too, but there's like other people
ring this up.
I don't know, I just don't.
I would have just been like, oh, you know what, ring this up twice, I'm gonna grab another one.
I should have.
That's what I would have done. I didn't even ask for his Pepsi. He just popped up in here with a whole pizza.
Man, like magic?
Huh?
Like magic?
Yeah, like magic. I don't know what kind of pizza it is. It's a Pizza Hut pizza. Which is kind of like cursed for ordering that in New York, but
it's kind of cursed ordering that almost anywhere, unless it's like literally your only pizza option.
Sure, I like their pan pizzas. To an extent. I don't know. I did when I was little. Like, I liked getting the personal pan pizzas. They were good.
Personal pan pizzas?
Yeah.
I think the only time I ever get that is if we happen to be at Target, because they have like the little the snack bar with the Pizza Hut, which will probably never open again. From what I hear, they closed it down for good. It's like, oh man, I actually like that little place. We've been going to it for years. But that's the only time I never get like a Pizza Hut anything.
It isn't? What isn't?
It's never going to open again.
Oh, F.
Oh, he works there. That's where I heard the information from. So.
Oh, well, rip.
Yeah.
That's a big rip. Yeah, so that's like my only... See, there weren't Pizza Huts up here.
Yeah.
In New York. Like, my whole time growing up. So, the only Pizza Huts I knew were the Taco Bell Pizza Huts. And then when I went to Pennsylvania, there was a Pizza Hut that was like right next door to this. Oh, there was a Pizza Hut, but it was all the way in like another town, and it had the classic, Pizza Hut. What they look like as a restaurant, with the little fucking hut
with the hut
type thing on top.
Yeah.
When you see
it's
a
like
building
a
that used to be a Pizza Hut, you're like, that used to be a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Now they're all like the same way as like Domino's are, where they're like built into a fucking wall.
Yeah. We used to have both a Pizza Hut and a Pizza Inn in our town. And I'm like, why the hell did people go to either of these?
I don't know what Pizza Inn is.
You know what Pizza Inn?
Nah.
Well, okay, so like one is a hut and the other's an inn.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it like the same company?
No. In fact, Pizza Inn was more like almost like a sit-down restaurant, but it was still like fast food pizza.
I like their little logo, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Jojo. His name's Jojo.
Jojo.
Oh, Jojo.
Nice.
Mukate kurunoka. Sorry. Yeah. Pizza. Let's give a live review of this. It's not pan pizza, by the way.
Oh, my condolences.
It does have a lot of pepperoni on it, which I love pepperoni, so that's a good thing. That's a plus.
Oh, I hate pepperoni.
Let's take a bite. It's very greasy, but not like in a good way. Like New York pizza's really greasy.
As it should be.
To the point where it's dripping off.
Yeah.
And some people, I call them heathens, but some people, will dab the pizza with like a paper towel.
You're supposed to like fold it to actually trap the grease in there.
Yeah, but some people dab it because they have like, they're like pussies or something. So
yeah, I would say that's definitely true. They're pussies.
So, but it's all right. It's
not even like it's unhealthy grease or anything. Honestly, it's mostly vegetable oil.
Well, most of it's from the cheese.
Well, it's a mixture, right? So the cheese and the sauce cook into each other.
Yeah, the sauce.
Yeah. And it kind of pulls the oils out of it. So it's not vegetable oil as you would like have on a sub or something. It's not like the labeled vegetable oil, but it's mostly oil from vegetables, or I guess fruit, because tomatoes are fruit. But it's not like really awful fatty grease. You know what I mean? Unlike what's in the pepperoni. That's the funny part, right? They're getting rid of the vegetable or fruit grease, right? But then you're still eating the pepperoni, which has worse grease inside of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
Well, I'm not, criticizing it. I'm not the type of guy that gets rid of any of the grease. I'll eat the bacon grease, But,
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like ironic that they're getting rid of this grease that's honestly not that bad for you at all. But they're still eating this meat that's filled with grease from like top to bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They just don't want to make a mess.
Yeah. If you fold it, you don't make a mess.
You can still make a mess. It'll drip out the back, but that's when you give it the suck. You
Just be quick and you taco it.
Huh?
Then you just be quick and you taco it.
Yeah. Just fucking just fold that bitch up.
With that cheese still melting off of it, you gotta eat it fast. You gotta eat that pizza in its prime.
I would never eat a gluten-free pizza because it's just gonna be like either a flatbread,
yeah,
or it's gonna be not bread, and I don't want either of those. So
yeah, if you have a gluten allergy, I recommend eating gluten-free pizza. But if you don't, then what the fuck would you be doing?
if you're like afraid of gluten.
Dude, I want pizza now too. I wish our local pizzeria delivered. And that actually, here's my complaint, right? We actually have a really good like New York style pizza place around here. The people literally they moved from the. I don't think they weren't NYC. I think they were actually from Long Island, so they were probably close to your area. Because I think they're a bit north. So they moved from that area down here, opened a place called Sam's Pizza in Cedar Hill. It was originally in Duncanville, then they moved over here. And they make pretty legit pizza. Like, I think I've showed you pictures before. Even in the photo, you can see the grease on the pizza.
Yeah.
And then 18-inch pies, the way it should be. It's great. But they don't deliver. And it's like, why the hell are people ordering things like Domino's and all this other stuff in town when this place exists? It's like, oh yeah, because they don't deliver.
Yeah, easy access.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why. Like, I don't really. I'm gonna talk to my sister after this and ask why she ordered Pizza Hut. She said she couldn't. It's because she couldn't afford the other place, but it's not that much more expensive, and you get more.
Yeah,
like,
right. I've talked about this too. Considering, I think here at Sam's, you can get the 18-inch still for. I don't think it's gone up too much. Maybe it's $13 now. Right? And for $13 with one pie, you're getting about as much as, like, say, 2 pies at Little Caesars or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $12 for a large pie at this place. It's like literally right around the corner. And then I think it's like $2 for the topping. So a pepperoni pizza is $14. A large pepperoni. And then they have like deals like for 2 pizzas and 6 garlic knots and a 2-liter soda, it's $25. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy clap.
I was actually just about to go look up exactly how much the local pizzeria is, but for some reason they don't have a menu on their website. They used to. They used to, like, it would lead you to a PDF of the actual scanned menus that they have. And I think they updated their website recently because it does not look the same as it used to. It's got, like, all these nice pictures and stuff of the pizza and everything on it. And I go to click on their menu, and it's just, like, a 404.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But I think it's probably close. It's like 12, maybe 12 something. It's the right ballpark for a pizza that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with fuck Little Caesars.
We eat it all the time too because his mom likes it.
See, I don't hate it as much as. So here's my take. All right.
Yeah.
I'd rather get Little Caesars than like Pizza Hut or Domino's. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of fair. I think it's lower than Domino's, but hot and ready.
Like, it's so cheap.
Yeah.
But now, something I do really like from Little Caesars is the crazy bread.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about a lot of these places is that their pizza is barely pizza, right? But all their, like, sides and shit tend to be good.
Yeah, like, their crazy bread's good as fuck.
Yeah, where Domino's has
like
their
Domino's
lava cakes.
Yeah, the lava cakes, their cheesy bread's really fucking good.
Yeah, even just their regular.
I even like their wings, but I'm also like a sucker for wings. Like I love chicken wings. So they don't really even have to be that good to get me.
But you know whose bread and stuff is even better? Probably your local pizzeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ours, they make garlic knots that you can get and everything. And it's like, oh man, they're so good.
Yeah, that was the thing down there, is I couldn't really find any place that made garlic knots.
Yeah. Well, the problem is because you didn't come down to Cedar Hill or anything, because it's the furthest south city in Dallas County. It's like out of the way. There's no buses that go here. It's actually kind of horrible in some marks, trying to be a shopping city and no public transit comes through here.
Kind of ass backwards.
Yeah.
Bass backwards.
Well, did you ever try Mimi's when you were up in the Dallas area?
Mimi's?
Yeah,
no,
Mimi's was off
so.
of, I think it was off of Northeast Highway. And it's a sit-down place. It does Neapolitan-style pizza. And it's got a Brooklyn pie as well, but it primarily.
That's what Brooklyn.
Well, no. When they say Neapolitan, they mean actual Naples style. You know, like the bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah, because the way the crust rises in classic Neapolitan style, it almost slightly bowls up.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what all pizza is considered up here. Like normal pizzas is Neapolitan.
It's
the only
but they also
the only other is like Sicilian.
Yeah. Well, because the Brooklyn style
like
is a variation of the original Neapolitan style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what difference. We don't get any that are called Brooklyn style up here.
Yeah. Well, everybody calls it Neapolitan, but somebody from Naples would say that the Brooklyn style pizza isn't Neapolitan. And I've actually seen that criticism thrown out quite a bit from people from Naples.
Let's see.
Yeah. Especially because, like, the most traditional pizza doesn't even technically have sauce on it. They just put tomatoes into there.
I get, places up here don't make that kind of pizza. Like, I'm sure you can find a place that makes, like, Italian pizza, but...
Yeah.
New York is what created pizza, so...
Well, that's what everybody knows pizza as. If I want a pizza, that's what I want. But they make both at Mimi's, is what I'm trying to get, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a sit-down pizza eatery. It's probably the best pizza place in all of Dallas. Or at least it was. I haven't been there many years. But I did look it up. They still exist. And, yeah, that would have been closer to your area, and there would have been public transit to get there.
I mean, like I said, we had Solly's, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty close. And they were actually, I don't remember if they were actually Italian. They might have been Greek. All I know is that one of the sons of the owner that worked there looked just like fucking Vinny from Vine Sauce. I swear to God. It looked exactly like Vinny from Vine Sauce.
Yeah.
He kind of sounded like him. But obviously it wasn't him, because, Vinny lives on...
man, there's actually a big tradition, because a lot of a pizza is very much as we know it a New York invention in its modern form. And that I think on average Greeks tend to make the pizza better than the Italians, because you get a lot of people that become stuck up about it. And Greeks just tend to want to make it the way that everybody likes it.
That's why most Greeks up here, if they sell gyros, they still call them gyros.
Yeah, because they don't want to turn off customers or anything.
It's not the correct way to pronounce it, but
yeah, that's what everybody knows.
At this point, it's just like an accent.
Yeah, a dialect.
Like gabagool. Like, for anyone in chat, I challenge you to spell gabagool.
You know they won't.
I fucking can't talk, dude. Christ. Yeah, anyone that's watching right now, fucking spell gabagool.
Gabagool.
There's gabagool. Shit, I didn't even know what it was for the longest time. Like, I was just like that happened a lot actually with a bunch of things. For instance, with Puerto Rican food.
Yeah.
One of the most popular Puerto Rican dishes is pernil. But the way my family pronounced it was benni. And so me looking this up, I'm trying to spell benni, which I thought was, I don't know, like fucking like this or something. Or so, right? And that's but it's not. It's this. So looking that up, I'm like, what the? How do you spell? Like, what is it?
Yeah. It's because they're saying it right, but in a lot of languages, the B and this the P kind of kind of has like the same
exactly.
sound. Yeah. And in romantic languages, the I makes the E sound.
And another one, which this is my grandma's fault, because my grandma is not
wants
Puerto
you to
Rican.
use gabagool in a sentence.
Gabagool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get the Italian hero with extra gabagool. I don't know why you would get that. I don't think it's the best part of the sandwich, but
no, it's not.
I would ask for like extra salami or something. I do something to Italian sandwiches that people do not agree with. I do two things to Italian sandwiches that people don't agree with. And that's, I substitute the provolone. Because I don't really like provolone. I think it's too strong.
Yeah.
And I usually substitute it out for American cheese. Just because I really like deli American cheese.
That was the only way I think it could go. Because I'm like, man, provolone's actually a pretty weak cheese. The only place you could go is like American.
Gabagool, that's pretty good. You can't even look it up because if you don't know what it is, you're gonna have no fucking clue how to look it up. I'm still gonna see if anyone else is in here that wants to attempt the challenge, but before I reveal how it's actually spelled. But yeah, I don't know. It has that stank. Provolone has that stank that cheese has, and even I would prefer, I don't know, like Havarti maybe. It overpowers it, and you taste it the entire time you're eating it, even though you shouldn't because everything that's on it. And you're not doing it. All right, well, hold on. And then I also add mayo. So, like, I was talking to my uncle. He was like, "It's too much. It's gonna be too wet." I was like, "That's why I fucking eat it right away. I don't just let it. What do you do with your sandwich? What do you buy your sandwich and just let it sit in the fridge for a day? What do you do? No."
I mean,
now, if I wanted to order it for tomorrow, I'd order it with the shit on the side, huh?
I mean, there have been times where I've ordered like 2 sandwiches because I'm gonna have one later.
Yeah, but like I just said, if I ordered one for later and I don't think I'm gonna get it in time, I'll ask for the stuff on the side because oil and vinegar and mayo. It's a lot of liquid on the sandwich.
It is. And that's actually how my mom gets them. Like I think
I like mayo.
She gets an Italian
too. It gives a nice creaminess to it.
Because she goes to Jersey Mike's, she'll get a number
Jersey
11.
Mike's.
right? Is it number 11? Or is it number 18? I forget which one's which.
I think it's 18.
18. I get the 11. That's the meatball sub. She gets the 18. Her and Matt both get it. But when she gets hers, she puts like extra oil, extra vinegar, and it is wet as shit. Like saturated.
Yeah, see, I don't ask for extra because that's too much. But I get the mayo because I like it. It's like creamy. It gives it a nice, there's a reason mayo's good on sandwiches.
Like at this point, I think my mom's bloodstream is just oil and vinegar.
Well, she's from Jersey, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Their spellings. It's the Italian spellings. Roman. I don't know if it's Roman.
Oh, well, it's definitely romantic, because all of those languages came from Romani. Though they also technically came from Greek in that regard.
I thought Romani was what gypsies speak.
No. There's a big confusion there too, right? Because they come from the same language. The actual name of what we call Latin is Romani. And we know this because of, they often mispronounce his name. They call him Cicero, but he was pre-Augustine, so it would have been pronounced Cicero. Was a scholar back in the Roman Empire, right? And he writes down about language, and he delineates between Latin Romani and Vulgar Romani. And Latin Romani is like grammatically correct Roman language, right? That's like saying grammatically correct English, which we normally don't talk, right? And then Vulgar Romani, because the V was supposed to be pronounced like a W, was common speak, right? Because vulgar or vulgar means commoner or common. So that's how most people actually spoke the language. So where we get the word Latin from is actually kind of weird and incorrect. We've just kind of associated that word with the language, when it's really just the grammatical study of the language.
But wait, but what about the gypsies? The gypsies speak Romani.
Yeah,
but it's not Latin.
But it comes from it. What they speak is actually a mix of the Slavic and the Romantic language of that time. They call it Romani, but it's a different delineation, because you have to understand, at that time when the language developed, the Roman Empire owned that area.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're two different splits of the same language, right? So modern Italian, people see as just being like the pure evolution of the Roman language. But many of the neighboring Slavic languages are so littered with Roman that when you dissect them, they actually have more Roman in them than they do Slavic. Because the Slavic is actually kind of a mix between the Roman and the Gauls. Or the Gallic people, right? So they actually have some of the same roots that Irish, Welsh, and Scottish have. In fact, the term Celtic even comes from the Romans. It's not a Gallic word.
Huh.
Yeah. I've actually done a lot of research on
the more you know.
Evolution. Because, for the most part, our modern tongue can be traced back to English is mostly Germanic with a lot of Romantic root. Yeah. So our modern tongue, if you trace it back through Romani, can also be traced back to... it's kind of improper to call it Greek, because Greek is a very modern thing, right? So Greek kind of also evolved separately. Pre-Romani Greek would have been Macedonian, right? Which Macedonian and those Greek languages actually came from the Hebrew language, which is literally the ancient Hebrew language is the Egyptian language. They're the same language. This is actually where the word alphabet comes from, right? The first two letters in the Hebrew alphabet is Aleph Bet, which is also where alpha and beta come from, and you say them together, you get alphabet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even realized that until just now.
Yeah. But there's an evolution of language that you see going across the Mediterranean.
Alpha beta.
Yep. Or Aleph Bet.
What? By the way, Chad, if you're still here, because I see it went down to 2, that is how you spell gabagool.
No. And this is also a very common thing where C's in a lot of languages, or that hard K sound, also can be reinterpreted with a G sound. You actually get that in Japanese a lot, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like we said before, the P and B thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And the A, in many ways, is actually kind of like the U in Japanese. Where it's there, it is pronounced, but you have to be listening really carefully for that muted sound. It's a la, la, right? It's just kind of like the L curving off at the end.
Yeah, it's, pronunciations are all fucky.
Well, it makes sense when you know the language, right?
Yeah.
But when you're interpreting it from just the language you speak...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was off by a long... Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's, how you hear it.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before with the Puerto Rican food, there's another one that, like I said, my grandma is actually the reason it's probably pronounced so wrong, because she is Italian and she couldn't even pronounce most English. Well, I mean, she didn't speak Italian, by the way. Let me get that right off the bat. She did not speak Italian. She knew some Italian, but her main language was English, and she couldn't even pronounce a bunch of English words correctly.
Yeah. So what you're assuming is that she had such an Italian heritage that as she was learning her English words growing up, she was hearing them from people that were pronouncing them wrong.
Yeah, we can say that.
That's probably usually how it happens, right? When people... Because they learn language through listening, so if you're hearing it wrong in the first place, you're going to repeat it back wrong.
That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Like, one thing she'd always call macaroni and cheese macaroni, and I was like... It always bothered me, even as a kid. I'm like, cheese macaroni?
I mean, that's factually correct.
Huh?
That's factually correct, right? Because macaroni is the pasta, and cheese now is an adjective describing the way the pasta is served.
Yeah.
It's just not how people call it.
I mean, it's like calling Pokemon Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon. It would just bother me. And, so she would make this Puerto Rican soup because my grandfather, who was 100% Puerto Rican, his mom taught her how to cook a bunch of Puerto Rican food, even though she didn't speak it like English. But so she used to make the soup. It was like one of my favorite fucking dishes. It's so good. And it's called, she would call it chassis chung soup. Now, hearing chassis chung soup, for one, it sounds Asian.
Yeah.
2, this is what I would try. I was trying to spell like some shit like this, like. All right, I don't know, just chassis chung, and so I just knew this was like the sausage, it was kind of like a pepperoni, but not. Because, a lot of times you couldn't find the actual sausage, so we would put pepperoni in it instead.
Oh, okay.
Which I really liked because it had a good flavor, and it was spicy, and it was in a soup, so it was like a nice warm meal, And the other sausage is kind of sweet. Come to find out, like, not even a fucking year ago, I found out how it was actually spelled. And it's spelled like... Hold on. I have to get it like this because it's...
I should have been saying out how things were spelt before, because there are people listening to this later on. The first thing that he tried to spell it was Chasichung.
Oh, yeah.
The actual spelling, though, is Salchich accented O N.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be Sachichon.
Yeah.
So Chachichung, Sachichung. It's close. But, you know, I had no idea. And then what I found out is that it's literally just Spanish summer sausage. Or, you know, salami. It's pretty much Spanish salami. So, technically, pepperoni is just spicy
Spanish,
salami. Huh?
It's literally just how you basically say salami in Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. I had no clue. So, yeah, I found out, and yeah, now you can look up the fucking recipe for the soup. Put that, and then the soup, and then soup. You'll find recipes, and it's so goddamn good.
Yeah.
It's that sausage, or if you like spicy stuff, I just recommend doing pepperoni. Also, if you like pepperoni, and then it's like potatoes, yuca, egg noodles, chicken, and then like a bunch of Puerto Rican spices.
Yeah.
It's so good though. I wrote an essay about this fucking soup.
Sounds awful to me, but that's strictly just because of I really just don't like salami or pepperoni. Everything else about it sounds good. I don't like those meats.
That's unfortunate. Well, it's a different kind of salami. It's not like the ones you're probably familiar with, but it has chicken in it. So if you like chicken, and sometimes it has corn. It has corn too. But
I like corn. Corn sounds good.
Huh?
I like corn. Corn sounds good.
I think it's corn, potatoes, yuca, which is another root. Noodles, chicken. It's really fucking good. But yeah, I was trying to look it up for years. And sorry to go back on it, but since you reminded me that for the people that are listening through SoundCloud, the gabagool thing, by the way, Chad M spelled it GAHBBAGOUL.
Valiant effort.
Now the actual spelling, valiant effort. You know, you might actually, if you look that up on Google, you might actually find the correct spelling. But how you actually spell it is CAPICOLA.
Yeah, the thing a lot of people mispronounce as capicola all the time.
Yeah, it's usually like I've heard so many mispronunciations being in Texas, like just going by the deli and they're like, "Can I get?"
My parents say it wrong. That's the only reason like I would have known how to spell it, because my parents, even though I do have some Italian in my family, there's no Italian heritage in my family, basically. So like just these very Irish heavy New Jerseyites say it completely wrong. It's like, oh, okay, I know what that is.
I mean, I'm sure even if you, the thing is, if you said gabagool at the deli, they might not even fucking.
Probably not.
No, if you're like in Kroger down there or some shit, they're like, what? And you'd be like, Capicola, you know that Italian ham?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it, it's hard to even find that shit over here. You'd have to go to like Central Market or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure most delis and like grocery stores have it.
Maybe.
Because it's just
growing up, they didn't. Like, because we'd go to Kroger or Albertson or Minyard. Those are the three places we'd go for our meats. And a lot of times they were just missing half the meats that my parents were looking for.
Really?
Yeah. We still don't get pork roll.
Pork roll is like
Central
specifically
Market.
like
an
Italian thing. I mean, Jersey. That's what I meant, not Italian.
Yeah, but
I read the word Italian.
But it's like they look for a lot of meats, and that's one of them, and we just often could never find it.
I don't even know if I could find that out here.
Yeah.
I'd have to probably go to like a specific like Jersey deli.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they had it down there, but I never ordered it because it's just more expensive ham to me, and I'm not really much for ham.
Yeah. I usually prefer just like a Black Forest ham or something if I am gonna get it.
Yeah, exactly, or like a Virginia ham. Like something it's usually just. I mean, I would never see. I've never bought ham myself because I never will because I'm like, well, for a few extra bucks I can get salami, which is my favorite deli meat. So, well. That's a hard choice. Yeah,
well,
I still say
I
it's
try not
my
to eat
favorite.
too much pork. Like I like
roast
pork,
beef is my second favorite.
Dude, I love
roast beef is like my favorite.
But roast beef is.
I don't know. It's a hard choice. Like roast beef's so fucking expensive though.
Yeah, because you're often spending like what $12.50 per pound.
Something like that.
And it's ridiculous.
Like unless it's like on sale and then it's not. But if you want like the good shit, like boar's head, like
it's always
you're spending like $12 a pound.
Yeah.
But man, see up here when there's you can order like an American Hero.
Yeah.
Which is it's American cheese. Sorry. It's American cheese, roast beef, I think ham turkey with mayo. That's it. And then you get the Italian, which is... Oh, and then lettuce and tomato. But is there onions? There might be onions. I'm not sure. And that is the Italian. Those are the two most popular sandwiches. Because a lot of people up here will order party heroes.
Yeah.
Which are like 3, 4, 5, 6 foot heroes. And then they're cut into small sandwiches that everyone can share.
Yeah.
It's a really popular thing up here.
Like even Walmart sells a party hero.
Yeah, you can do them down there at like Walmart and shit, but it's not as popular. Like I don't think I've ever gone to a party down there and someone's brought like a party hero.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I wanted to order
I couldn't even
time.
tell you. I don't remember the last time we even had parties because if you try to do that, you get shut down immediately.
That's not true.
Oh, here, yeah. At least in Dallas County.
Really?
Yeah, dude. DFW is pretty hard up about that shit.
Oh,
Maybe, okay, it's Cedar Hill, because we're on the fringe of the county. You probably want it, because I see kids playing at the park and stuff, even, like, when the lockdown started. Because our cops don't enforce anything like that.
Yeah.
But if you're... I've seen things in the county, or even over up in Tarrant, right? Where, this Denton, they were having a party. And this girl got busted. And the main thing she got busted for at her party was serving alcohol to minors. You're like, okay, she shouldn't be doing that. But they increased the sentence because of the lockdown regulations. And gave her like 5 years in prison.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's fucking ridiculous. I
mean, like, I don't think anyone cares. We were having a party up here like last month. Like outside.
Yeah.
Which 2 party heroes were brought to. An American and Italian. And there was beer pong and a bunch of shit. It was a good time. It was a fun time. But, yeah, I mean, up here, party heroes are very, very popular. Like, it's a very popular thing to get for a party.
Well, see, like, I would eat a hero. I don't really like turkey, but it's such a flavorless meat that you slap it on with ham and roast beef, and I'm not even going to tell it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't care. But here's the thing:
I don't think party heroes come with condiments.
Usually they don't. Last night I knew.
Yeah.
And some people will have like the little cups of stuff, or like the packets you can put whatever you want on.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually like these little packets.
Which is good because I don't like mayo. I usually put mustard on most of my sandwiches, which I know you don't like mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's another. That might be a cultural difference as well.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like mustard, which is weird. That I happen to know a lot of people don't like mustard because statistically speaking, it's the most popular condiment in the world. Probably because there's a lot of Middle Eastern stuff that's served with mustards.
Because, like, up here, it's... Mustard is such an unpopular... Or yellow mustard, particularly. It's such an unpopular condiment that fast food restaurants don't serve.
Yeah. Well, even for most sandwiches, I would prefer, like, a deli mustard.
Like a brown mustard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's popular because of hot dogs.
Yeah. Like on a Sabrett, that's what they have their own Sabrett mustard, which is just a type of deli mustard, and they just put it right on there.
But I can't do any mustard. I can't do honey mustard. It's literally like a phobia at this point. Like, if mustard's in the name, I can't do it.
Like, if I just put a thin spread of mustard all over your room, you would just like freak out.
Oh, I would flip. I would literally have to hire someone to clean it up. I wouldn't do it. I'm not joking. It's bad. I used to hate at fucking Firehouse when I'd have to fill up the spicy mustard, which isn't as bad as yellow mustard. Like, yellow mustard, I can't do it. I cannot do it. But spicy, it just, it had that smell. Oh man, I remember I don't want to think about it. But I used to have to fill up the fucking thing all the time because yellow mustard at Firehouse, you had to ask for it.
Yeah.
But spicy mustard was on every sandwich. Well, almost every sandwich. It was on with anything that was fully involved. Full.
I don't remember what it was called. I think it was.
You remember? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People used to. I know it wasn't fully loaded because I remember people getting upset.
I know people would get upset with it. I would always call it fully loaded. So Matt would know.
I think it was fully involved or some shit like that. And
I call it trash because I wouldn't eat it that way.
I would take off the tomato and the mustard, but yeah, I remember like that's. I don't remember what the fuck it was called, man. But yeah, we'd get it. It would burn out quite a bit, so I'd have to fill that shit up, and I hated it. And I'd wear gloves and put my fucking shirt over my nose, and it sucked. And they would always have me do it too, because they knew I hated it, and they fucking hated me. So it was a lose-lose.
Yeah. Well, we only have 15 minutes left. And there was one last thing I wanted to talk about, so I think we should use the last slot for this. And that is the Call of Duty, the new one, Black Ops. Yeah. And, which is funny. I mean, I guess it was kind of the last Call of Duty that got me interested in the games again, but it still wasn't enough to get me to buy the game. This one might actually be enough to get me to buy the game. And I say it's funny because the first Black Ops was the one that got me off of Call of Duty altogether.
Really? I like the first Black Ops a lot.
It was not because of the game. I personally had like a burnt moment from it. And it was the first Call of Duty to require shader model 3.0 to play. And they did not say that on the outside of the box or anything. I had to look that up itself. and my computer didn't. My graphics card in my laptop at the time didn't have Shader Model 3.0, so I got a game and I couldn't even play it. So I got
Call of Duty games back then on PC weren't very good, weren't very optimized at all.
But we were all playing it. I basically bought 2 copies because I spent half for both of my roommates to get the game too because we were all going to play together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, as long as you guys have half, I'll cover the other half for you. And another one of our friends was going to play it with us too. All 4 of us were going to get down. We were going to play it. And then it turned out I lacked the ability to play it. And I still have it on my Steam, so I have a copy of the game. And I eventually, as I got a better computer years later, played it by myself. Still kind of burnt on the game. And I think that's why I didn't enjoy it that much. Because I just had this really bad taste in my mouth from that experience. But it was the Call of Duty to get me to stop playing Call of Duty games. And a Black Ops might be the one that gets me to start playing them again. Because the theme is the Cold War.
That's what the campaign for Black Ops 1 was really, really good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And most people who I know that have played it. But because they do touch on the Cold War a little bit.
Yeah, heavy anti-communist themes have been littered through the Black Ops series, from what I could tell.
Yeah. That's kind of the whole thing, is the Black Ops is supposed to be
counterintelligence
the first
and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And talked about the SOG, which were the boys who were in Cambodia and shit when they weren't supposed to be. So
yep,
it had a lot of stuff, and that's we were talking about the little teaser they had for it, and didn't show anything, but just the idea that it might be just straight up Cold War, that interests me a lot.
Well, because there's one thing specifically that they did show, and they were showing one of the lectures by the famed defector. What's his name? It's wow, I just had his name in my head. Benzimov, right? And what was his first name? Was it Yuri? Yeah, Yuri Bezmenov, who is a very famous defector from the KGB, who came over here and basically broke down what the Russian goals were at the time, right? He told us all their secrets, everything that they were planning, and the whole thing was communist subversion. And that basically told you what the theme of this game was it was actively trying to counteract communist subversion of America. And it's probably more relevant now than ever, because even though the Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore and there's nobody actively subverting us, the subversion kind of took place. The roots were there, and now from the inside we're subverting ourselves. And you see this shit everywhere right now, right?
Oh,
tearing our country apart. And it's literally the stuff he said was going to happen. And I even have the 4 points in front of me, right? It was demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization, right? So the whole thing was to come in and from the inside, using intelligence, infecting the media and different institutions, they were to demoralize the people to no longer like their country, find their country to be immoral, find the nation immoral, lose patriotism, destabilize the country through that to get them to accept things like Marxism and Leninism and stuff like that. Create a crisis that will actually shake things up even further, actually put them into a bind to where some solution needs to come through, which involves the revolutionary change of power, and then to normalize the things from the change of power, which begins to assimilate communism. And we're actually seeing this stuff happen in our country right now.
We are.
Yeah, we are. Especially the crisis. We're seeing the crisis portion happening, the previous two portions happened through the last few decades. And I don't know, this really seems like a cheeky thing from the developers. Because there's one thing you can say about Call of Duty on the most part is that, unlike a lot of their competitors, they really haven't gone woke.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did in the original Black Ops.
A little.
But besides that, it's been mostly, like, fictional.
Yeah.
Like, I think Black Ops 1 is one of the first ones. Well, besides, like, 1, 2, and 3. I think Black Ops 1 is, like, one of the few ones that were actually, like, semi nonfiction, and, like, gave, like, an insight to the kind of the underground shit that was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's still fiction. It's based. But, it still shows some shit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily describe it as woke.
Yeah, true.
Informative, sure. Like, it's using fiction to inform people of what happened. And you definitely should call attention to things that happened in the past. You don't have to completely write out the country for it. But the Call of Duty series never really came off as woke to me. I have yet to see something that comes off that way. While a lot of their direct competitors like Battlefield really have gone in that direction. Like putting handicapped women in World War I.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
I was yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with it if it's like that though.
But it does show to
a
point
though,
in
that
right?
Sense.
Like there's a point to it though, right? Where it seems like they're harping on the Cold War stuff even further now because they see what's happening.
Yeah, well, this is the good woke. This is the woke I want, because this is
I wouldn't use the word woke to call it that, though.
Huh?
I wouldn't use the term woke to refer to that, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, but what I'm trying to say is, like, the way that Battlefield did it with, like, the fucking handicapped women in World War I or World War II, is kind of that. The people they're trying to pander to are the same ones that are causing the problems that's being talked about.
And they also don't spend money.
True. Well, at least, they do on certain things.
But they don't buy games. They're not an actual market. They're trying to sell it to these people who are never going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's... and that's... We have 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Is there anything more you want to talk about Call of Duty, real quick?
Just the fact that I think they see what the trends are, and if you want to say an eye-opening, I think that's a better term for it. They see what the demographic is, what the people want, and they're actually just moving in the direction of what the audience desires. That's about it. If you want to harp on whatever you were trying to harp on.
Alright. The whole pandering thing towards, like, the left is kind of getting annoying and intrusive. I understand why it's in certain why it exists in certain situations and certain media, but, like, when it's not necessary, and it's just kind of like, okay, well, who asked? It's annoying, and, like, for those who might go ahead and be like, oh, you're a bigot. I have no fucking problem with people being homosexual or being... Well, I have no problem with people being homosexual, alright? That does not bother me whatsoever. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. Shit. There's lots of times where I wish I was attracted to men. I'm not. I wish I was sometimes. But
yeah, this is like
the
sometimes
thing
it
is,
feels like it'd make it easier.
huh? It would. It would.
Yeah.
I feel like it would make it easier. Because women are fucking insane, and they know that. Women know this. They know they're insane. It's not like a new thing. But I mentioned this documentary earlier, and it was the High Score documentary. It's about video games, like the evolution of video games. And in this documentary, they keep fucking bringing up like LGBTQ shit.
That has like nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. The only time it was ever like actually relevant was that I think the champion for what was it, Space Invaders, I think, is now a woman and wasn't.
Yeah.
So they're trans. But that was my first like kind of like, okay, well, they're trans, whatever. That's they won the fucking Space Invaders thing. Neat. But then they kept bringing it up in like other situations where it was like, okay, how does that have anything to do with what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like they were talking about some like this guy made like a game. This gay dude like made a game that was like a dungeon crawler, like an old 90s dungeon crawler, and it was like, but you were like gay, but like no one knows about the fucking game. Apparently he lost it. And that's like the whole story. Is that he like lost the game, no one knows about it, but it's about being gay. And it's like, okay, like who cares?
What does that have to do with the topic?
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? Like it just kept inserting this like whole LG alphabet people fucking thing into all these topics that it didn't fit into, and it was like it was getting annoying.
Yeah.
And I looked on discussions to see if anyone else was like talking about it, and no one. I don't know. I didn't look that long. I was just like, I clicked on like one Reddit post, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, it's neat."
Well,
but, I don't know.
To back up what I was saying before, though, this is all part of the 4 points that Yuri was talking about. The whole LGBT thing and all that is part of the demoralization, destabilization, and stuff like that. Do you know what's actually one of the key striking points that communists were trying to have towards just other societies, the West as a whole? Was the nuclear family structure. They wanted to destroy the nuclear family structure. And you still see that in modern stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, before we go, I want to make it clear, I have nothing against the LGBTQ community, but I'm sure even people in that community are like, okay, yeah, but why? Like, who asked? Like, people who are... the thing is, people who are separated and put into these groups don't want to be separated and put into these groups. They want to be in the hole with everyone else.
Yeah.
So when you separate them like this, it's not a good thing.
Well, that's why, like, a lot of them don't identify with the groups, right? Like...
Yeah, exactly.
Most people don't want to be called part of the alphabet soup community. And a lot of people that are in it are mostly grifters.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Maybe, I was just say, I have no problem with anybody who, as I would say, wants to play ball. You know? Anybody who just wants to live their life, not harm other people. You do you.
Exactly. Like, it's... sorry. I had to talk about it because it was just like part of the what we were talking about with the whole Cold War thing.
Yeah.
But
it is all wrapped up in the same concept.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm good because I have to blow up the bathroom. So
yeah, and I have to go get this thing ready for, SoundCloud and everywhere else. So, this has been the Vomitorium. Aren't we so glad that Chris was able to come back and be with us today? And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
deuces.